was a California August in 82 when my mother gave birth to the Spam Tech crew. 13 years later had me looking at Linux. Programming made me stronger like Papa the Spinach. Now, people know that a DG carry weapons, but if that weapon is a nest, you step in. We finish Contra with only one life. Finish Metal Gear 2 using only a knife. Right, people might think that we're frontin', then they see all the news online that I'm putting. My rhymes flow just like my code, even though my source is owned by Sko. What about my Indian? I keep it low. See me on Gunbound, call me pro. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I said my heart's wide open goatsy, and my windows min like Ho Chi. I'm just another nerd, but I rap about it. Shit talk on the net, then I laugh about it. I've been caught slipping like the Star Wars kid when I'm on eBay sniping a bid. Catch me on a webcam like Numa Numa. See me at the club and I'm rocking Puma. Another net legend if you see me yodel. Spit a little something that's anecdotal. Tell me about the time the E-Bombs world stole your chop like I stole your girl. Catch me on Gen May, not something awful. Low tax would ban me, raffle. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spams. Yeah. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spams. Yeah.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD. And as you can see, I am flying solo. That's right. It's just going to be me by my lonesome with all of you wonderful, wonderful people. We got a full plate. We're going to be talking about a lot of things tonight. We got to go over, of course, the PlayStation Plus subscription prices being hiked. We got to go over some game leaks, some Starfield review nonsense. We're going to go over the SAG-AFTRA strike that's going to be affecting video game companies. We got to talk about the Intellivision Amico subreddit and why I think they finally jumped the shark. And of course, we're going to be talking a little bit about Isom because Finbar, he has flown in his Isom review. We're going to take a look at that. I have not watched it yet. But we're going to take a look at what Finbar Saunders has to say about Isom #1. Because he's read it, he's enjoyed it, or not. We'll find out. And of course, we're going to go over our weekly polls, do some house cleaning, talk a little bit about the craziness that was last night. I need to shill for the new Miley Cyrus song, Used to Be Young. I haven't heard it. Have not heard it. Extra Hero, though, man. People were attacking Extra Hero, calling him all sorts of names. If you weren't here last night, we had a couple of Rippaverse. They came in, they entered the arena, and man, was it a shit show. Two guys who could not defend their position, who could not defend Eric July, the comic book. It was crazy. It's crazy. What's up, Haunted Wisp? You missed it, but we were talking Eric July. We were talking Isom, and of course, dunking on some room temperature IQs. And like I said, we're going to go over that in the comment section. We're going to go over the fallout because there was huge fallout from that stream. Oh, man. But first, I got to tell you how the week was, because my week, it was an interesting week. Work was pretty good. I didn't have nothing too stressful, but then on Thursday, my job decided they were going to give us some free pizza. So we got free pizza. It was yummy, delicious. And they decided that they're going to go ahead and reinvest $3.8 million into my company. And so we're going to be getting all kind of new equipment, new things all set up. So my business is going to be booming. I'm going to have lots of stuff to do at work in the future. Over the next year, we're going to be putting in all kind of new equipment and stuff. So the job is going to be busy, but I'm still going to be here for you, the viewers, the people who enjoy jokes, the people who enjoy laughing. We're going to be here entertaining you all day long. Free pizza always tastes better than pizza you pay for. Anything free anything is always better than having to pay for it. There's something delicious about not having to pay. Makes it oh so much sweeter. Even crap pizza tastes good, like Domino's or like a Pizza Hut or Little Caesar. Normally tastes like crap, but when you get it for free, it is delicious because it's free. You don't have to pay for it. But yeah, so my job is going great. We're getting all kind of new stuff. We're gonna be knocking it out. Now, what does that mean for the channel? Oh, channel things. Things are going to be a little bit different. They're going to be a little bit different. We're still going to have the reviews and things like that. So I'm still going to be playing games. I'm still going to, reach out to developers, reach out to publishers, get some games, play some. I got the Taito Milestone Collection 2 that I'm working on a review for. But we're going to be cutting out all other videos from me. Other members of the channel will be doing content. I don't want to spoil nothing, but Finbar Saunders and another individual will be having anime reviews coming to the channel soon. Let's look forward to that. Myself, like I said, I will be stepping back from video content, so I'm just going to be doing live streaming. So we'll probably live stream like 6 days a week, maybe. Something like that. I got to work on the exact schedule, but it's probably going to be either Monday through Thursday and then Saturday, or just all the way Monday through Saturday. Always going to have that Sunday off because that's my day off, unless me and Sidekick Max decide to stream. So Sunday is reserved for me and Sidekick Max. We will be streaming this Sunday. So those of you who have been asking, we'll be there this Sunday playing a game, chatting and having some fun. Like I said, myself, I'll be streaming either games or just dunking on people content, making fun of retards, all the normal things that we do. Weebs rejoice for the Finbar show. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. He showed me a picture of his collection of games, or not games, of anime. It is freaking huge. He's got, I would say, I'm looking at this picture right now. I would say Finbar has to have at least 100, 150 old school anime tapes. It's ridiculous. So you're gonna have a lot of good content coming from Finbar soon. Then, like I said, myself, I'll be dunking on Rippaverse, dunking on other idiots. Dunking on people like the Quartering, people like Geeks and Gamers. We're going to be doing a lot more. I enjoy that. I enjoy ripping apart people's idiotic statements and their stupid content. I think it's going to be like a punching down show. I think that's what we're tentatively calling it. Tony's punching down, as I just find the stupidest people I can and just make fun of them for about an hour, hour and a half every day, with no regard for their feelings, just fucking giving it to them. Kind of like I did last night, just going all in. I will be clipping streams and stuff. So if there's anything interesting, if there's a highlight or something, I'll probably clip that out, throw that up as a video. But do not look for news videos or anything like that. That's all going away. Like I said, we're still going to be doing some reviews. I'm still trying to get some people on so we can have some interviews. Bianca's helping me reach out to some indie comic people to get them on to do some indie comic reviews. So there's going to be content. It's just going to be a little bit different, and things are going to change a little. We're evolving here. You'll be clipping streams. What is this, the Clippaverse? Close. So like I said, we will be doing some things, big things. But as always, let me warn you, do not take my word as gospel, because I always have big plans, and then I just get really lazy and I don't do anything. So we'll see. Hopefully I can stick to this. With that said, got to go over last night, because last night, that thing was freaking crazy. So here it is. Here is the stream. As you can see, it's 3 hours and 26 minutes of top tier quality content. Just dunking on room temperature IQ Rippa fans. These people could not understand simple logic. They could not follow simple information. They couldn't answer a simple yes or no question. It's real sad stuff. Sad, pathetic, however you want to call it. As you can see right now, this video has 86 comments. 86 comments. Which is pretty impressive. We usually don't get that many comments on a video, but if you're someone who was here last night, if you watched the stream last night, you won't be shocked to find that most of these 86 comments come from a single individual, a very upset individual, someone who was on the panel who just he couldn't hang. He didn't have it. He was not very entertaining. So we're going to go over these comments. We usually don't do this, but tonight we're going to go over these comments. We're going to see what people had to say. All right. So Stealth11 says, that Tiamat guy is painful to listen to. So I bailed out after a while. He just kept asking the same question. What's worse than his Eric July sycophancy is that he has no sense of humor or understanding or perception of sarcasm. He's like that serious cat meme. I apologize. I said, I'm sorry. I would have booted him, but he would have claimed he won. The second guy to pop on was at least fun, right? Yeah, we had Taserface. Taserface popped on. He was actually pretty fun. For all the shit that Taserface gives me and all the shit I give him, that was actually a pretty decent conversation. He seemed like a fun individual. We'd probably get along. We'd probably play some games, watch some TV, have some interesting conversations. Taserface, for all of his Rippaverse love, he still seemed like a pretty decent guy. Now, Tiamat, that guy is a crazy, clingy ex-girlfriend that does not know how to let things go. And we're gonna show you exactly what I mean. All right. So Raymond geeks out. Raymond says, I left after a while, but while I was here, I don't know what was funnier, Tony getting progressively more and more irritated at Tiamat for his absolute refusal to answer any questions, and asking irrelevant questions, or Tiamat getting irritated because Tony wouldn't confirm Tiamat's bias, because that's what Tiamat was doing. He was simultaneously avoiding answering any of Tony's questions by fishing for his confirmation bias, because Tony answered every single question Tiamat had asked. Tiamat just wouldn't accept those answers because Tiamat wasn't really asking questions. He was stating his preconceived opinion / assumption and wanted Tony to confirm those opinions / assumptions. That's why it's like talking to a brick wall with him. Couldn't agree more. Bingo. That's what I'm talking about. This user here says, user JD, so we'll just call him user JD. He says, good Lord, this guy sounds like a discount Hannibal Lecter. 15 replies. 15 replies. I said, I fear for my liver. And now is where we get interesting, right? We have Mr. Tiamat himself popping in. It says, nice, a fresh account, or baby alt. Amazing comment and insight. Not like I can't spot bots/tunes. I don't know what's a tune. Maybe I'm not up on my internet lingo. I know what a bot account is, a sock account, an alt. I've never heard the phrase a tune. So now he's coming in and insulting people. It says, now you can't handle people calling you out, so you resort to making up things about them. Sad little man. He's a sad little man. It says, what are you babbling about? What are you babbling on about here? Versus talking a man, you versus hiding. Keep the same energy, please, versus this stupid game. Ignore the wreckage of your ego and pride as man. I save all of this. First off, I don't know if he crying. Is he? Yeah, Tiamat made fun of Finbar for no reason. He just knew a name and he just lashed out at Finbar. I don't know if this guy is mentally deficient, if his eyes are just so puffy and red and crying all night long that he can't see what he's typing. But the grammar is just progressively worse and worse. Users JD says, can't spot them because this is a real account. Seriously, though, drop the fake intellectual persona. So people pushing back on this idea. This is a fake account. I said, yes, save all evidence of your lunacy, right? Because this guy's fucking nuts. I look at 3 fucking comments in a row. He says, sure you are not a tune. Okay, still don't know what the fuck a tune is. Got buddy LMK when you make it look like real account versus a alt bot account. Pro tip, you might want to change your name or appearing name versus default with digits makes you look sus. So obviously, Tiamat doesn't realize that sometimes the names come out like that because of the way YouTube has changed the ads. Not everybody's concerned about their account name. They just want to make comments, right? They don't not necessarily want to put up content, so they're not really concerned what their name is. Another comment here. He says, best you got? To be honest, it makes you look bad. Then combined with other stuff, yeah. Hard to project you're tough when you're dodging stuff and talking. Guess being cowardly person or knowing you'll lose make your knee give out. Again, really shitty grammar. Really stupid comment. There's nothing here. There's nothing. I don't understand what this guy's thinking he's accomplishing, but he must have some sort of humiliation kink. He must really get off on being made fun of. Says, aren't you the one that said you would box Eric July and he blocked you? So you won by default. Yeah, that I won by default. He agreed to a fight. So we both agreed and then he backed out. That's why it's a default win. When 2 people come to an agreement that they're going to fight or have a contest or bet, and the one person backs out afterward, that is called losing by default. And makes seem stupid. Come on. You're hurting me. You must know that grammar is like it's my trigger. See, Tony, let me catch you on a stream again. I'm on. Then we'll get owned again. I got owned, guys. But see you around, my angry man child. Cope and seethe harder. Your rage will age like a fine wine. Again, I don't know what this guy's talking about. He seems to be making things up. Hey, Tony, just took my dog for a walk on the stream started. Awesome. So hopefully your dog will have a nice poop while we're talking about Tiamat. I'm the MMO Haru. What Tony says is truth. Always. I don't lie. I don't need to lie. But this guy, not only was he humiliated for like 90 minutes, he had to try to come back into the comment section to try to somehow salvage his ego. Damn. I can't fucking talk. To salvage his ego. And You won't be surprised to hear that he was blowing up my DMs on Discord because this apparently was not good enough for him. He So we got more comments. So we got Freight Train says, "Yeah, Dragon Bro, you got him. He's down on his knees. Now take him out. Come on, Freight." Says, I told him I'm just not that into you, bro. Get over it already and kick rocks. There's no point. Why do you keep coming back?" And then I put you must be seed posting through tears because, like I said, his grammar is abysmal. Abysmal. Says, you don't even make sense with these insults. No one's insulting you. I have not insulted you. But thanks for outing yourself with these weird fantasies. Try harder, cope and seethe more. Again, I'm not coping or seething. Someone who wins a debate doesn't need to cope. Someone whose channel is being visited is not the one seething. You, Mr. Tiamat, came to my channel. You came to my comments. You thought you were doing something, but you weren't. It says, so you want to use proper grammar now. I always use proper grammar. I expect that every post you do, by the way. Seriously, a, quote, grammar Nazi is the sign that you have lost the argument, and it's pathetic to do. It's pathetic to do. Cope more and seriously grow up. Make sure you reply like a good reactionary narcissistic you are. Narcissistic. I think you mean narcissist. Narcissist, not narcissistic. Tia, Freight Train says, you making these here nuts pulse big time, fat boy. Oh, Freight Train, come on. Come on, be nice. Be nice to the dumb kids. You can't be mean to the dumb kids all day long, but I'm going to try. Pull no punches, but stronger chewed is his aunt. Says, you just realized majority of young Ripper fans are grifters. I didn't just realize. I knew it. They're not comic fans. I knew young Ripper's fans are idiots, but it's nice to show it, right? Sometimes you got to show it so people can point to something and go, yep, I knew it. I knew it. Our grifter comic fans, not real fans, just followers without a backbone who need to be led to the promised land of comic book mediocrity. He really didn't have a point. He just wanted to push your buttons, being the 50-something fangirl he is, so you could make a mistake in your message. And I said, too bad I don't make mistakes, right? He just made me money. You came on stream. You tried talking all that shit. You tried making assumptions about who I was and what I believe in and my thoughts and everything. And all you did was make me money. Lots and lots of money. We got a new subscriber. Andrew Scott Marshall says, this has become my new favorite channel. I'm happy. I'm glad. I said, thanks. We try to bring the best content on YouTube. He says, this guy sounds like he had a stroke. It's definitely a voice he consciously has to exaggerate. I asked him, which guy? Which guy? He says, not you. Relax. Freight Train says he means Captain Narcolepsy. Damn. I said, lol, I was asking if it was Ripper Row 1 or 2, right? You got to make sure. Who's the one that sounded like he had a stroke? He says, I see. It was Ripper Drip number 1. So there you go. Tiamat. Nobody. I haven't seen a single positive comment saying, hey, you won. Hey, you did a good job. My comment section never curated. My comment section never deletes anything. So, I mean, you keep talking all this shit that, you won this debate and everybody knows it. I'm going to get lost. You got to thank you. Thank you, Extra Hero. Don't worry about it. Tony, heard of the Epic Verse? Josiah Rises did a trailer for it. So much good. I heard about that. I'm waiting. Shouldn't he have a movie out by now? Mr. Josiah Rises, but we'll definitely check it out in the future. Maybe we'll take a look at it Monday for Josiah Rises. It says anything to avoid talking about Isom or Eric's pranks. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I'm trying to stay on topic. I was trying to be like, hey, here's the thing he did, or hey, here's something about the comic. And this guy was all over the place. All over the place. But it gets better. It's better. We'll skip some of these comments because they're just, Big Daddy says Eric July fan base is the dumbest group of people I've ever encountered. Yeah. Riley 095 says, I checked out Isom myself, and to be entirely honest, it's pretty boring and generic. Oh, excuse me. Freight Train says, I see Vito has bestowed on you his weirdo magnet powers. He really has. The power to attract weird people, weird detractors, has been given to me. Finbar here, he says, that guy said I have a IQ of a lowly bitch. What did I do to him? I don't even know this guy. Yeah, exactly. Like, you attacked Finbar for no fucking reason. Fucked out of his mind on antidepressants, says Freight Train. But at least he came back. He says, crossfire happens when you deal with people like Tony. When you deal with me. I didn't do nothing. You never met Finbar. You've never spoken to Finbar. But you had to call out his name. You were losing. You were getting destroyed in the debate. And instead of just facing up to it like a man, saying, hey, I'm wrong, he tried to call out Finbar. He says, I apologize, and unlike coward, narcissistic Tony, I can admit if I'm wrong. But Tony tried to use your comment and played off it for a point. And played off it for a point. Dude, do you even English? Fuck, stop the drugs, dude. There's a number you can call. They'll help you out. This happens a lot in things when I deal with hostile people that weaponize their audience. I didn't weaponize my audience. Now, guys. Now, so by responding to comments, by actually talking and engaging with the comments during the stream, that is, quote unquote, weaponizing my audience. So him asking if you were a Trump supporter and not believing you was the laziest deflection I've ever seen. Yeah. Because like I said, the guy came in. He thinks he knows me. He thinks he had my number. You're from Chicago, and that's a Democrat stronghold, so you must be a Democrat, and you don't like Eric, so that just proves further that you're a weirdo who has these weird ideas, and you're a Marvel shill. No, none of that's true. I just remembered I do need to see Finn's Isom review. Well, it's coming after this. We'll show Finbar's review. So if you're waiting for that, it'll happen. He says, sure, this is what narcissists would say, but you do you. Because I said I don't, if I'm wrong, I'll admit it, but it hasn't happened yet. It has not happened. So we got Matt Tat, I don't know. Come on, people. Get some weird names. So this whole thing goes on where eventually he just admits, yes, he thinks that it's okay. Tat here thinks it's okay to use charity to make money. He has no issue with it. It's not illegal, so it's okay. He says, the argument against the charity situation is really insignificant when you think about it. He placed the option on the website for people to purchase the books to be sent to ill children in hospitals, and people were willing to pay set amount to get the books to those kids. The end result was carried out, and those who willingly paid the amount listed, $17.50, to make it happen, did so. It all comes down to the customer being convinced the cost is worth it, which if you saw the reaction, the vast majority of those purchases were pleased with the outcome. The only people causing a fuss are those like Dick, Vito, and Mr. Frog. Can't even use my name. It's right there in my channel. Come on. Is Tia the one who kept saying he was bored? Yeah. The old, if you're a fan, you must be a shill. Yeah. If you're a fan, you must be a shill. And if you're not a fan, well, then obviously you're a crazy detractor. But like I said, this goes on. Just a lot of back and forth about whether or not. And he wouldn't say yes. He kept using words like sure, I don't see a reason. I'm like, just say yes or no, right? Just say yes or no. Because that way it's a concrete. There's no wiggle room. There's no, well, I was being sarcastic when I said this, right? If you just say yes or no, it's a solid answer. All right, so 19 hours. 19 hours. This video, when did this video go up? Let's see. This stream ended 21 hours ago. So the first two comments on this video. First comment was from Tiamat D-Lord, and the second comment chain from Tiamat D-Lord. So right after the stream ended, like the man could not wait to jump into the comment sections and try to defend his stupidity. And he calls out Extra Hero, right? This is his first comment on the video. And he tries to call out Extra Hero. He says, Extra Hero, it's so cute. You think you're so smart. It should be you are so smart, not you're so smart. But it's my knowledge base. Because now remember, and the reason I'm pointing this out, right? I'm not just being a dick to be a dick, right? I'm pointing this out because he's attacking someone's intelligence. He's attacking Extra Hero's intelligence. He's saying, you think you're so smart, right? So if that's the case, if you're going to attack someone's intelligence, don't say or type stupid shit, right? If you're telling everybody how smart you are and how intellectual you are, don't type like a lunatic madman, like a goddamn psychopath. But apparently Tiamat does not subscribe to that school of thought. Extra Hero, it's so cute. You think you're so smart. But it's my knowledge base, and I do get bored if I'm drained. But Extra Hero, you're at best the sidekick. Nice he needs a hype man. Extra Hero was not a hype man. He was not hyping me up. He was not doing anything to build me up. But was fun and at least debate me or be the cowardly person. But keep it up, and one day he might love you or give the respect you deserve. Remember my tiny dog, little friend. Now he's calling him a dog. One day you'll be smart versus obnoxious sidekick. To be honest, it's kind of weak game and very, very few tricks. Kind of sad, really. Just comes in trying to insult Extra Hero for no reason. Again, no reason. Extra Hero did not insult him, did not say anything about him. I said, you must have a humiliation kink. Right, this guy's got to get off on being made fun of because that's what he's doing, right? He threatened to make I'm going to make a video on you. I'm going to show you how you're dumb. I said, go ahead, make a video on me. I dare you. Let's see it. It says, Extra Hero says, get a personality, you unwhipped cream. I've never heard this insult. This is one of the best. I'm going to steal this, Extra Hero. I'm going to call people unwhipped cream. It says, I have one, just not around toxic people or people who want to be cowardly dogs slash sidekicks. He's definitely, this guy definitely has personality, guys. He showed it. I was the toxic one by saying, come on the stream and let's have a conversation. That's toxic. By saying, what is it that you believe I said wrong? That's toxic. Asking questions, questioning dear leader, Mr. July. That, my friends, that is toxic. Toxic behavior. Don't do that. Then he says 2 comments in a row. Like, dude, don't you know you don't double comment? You don't, when you're texting a girl, you don't send 2 in a row, 2 texts in a row. It just comes off desperate. It makes you look desperate and pathetic. But he says, you'll just lose more versus actually own me. I'll just lose more what? All I said was, you must have a humiliation kink. This is what I said. This is what he's replying to. What he's replying has no sense. It makes no sense how he's replying to this. Hey, you have a humiliation kick. You'll lose more versus actually own me. I didn't challenge you to another debate. I didn't say come back for more. You can't cancel me, guys. Now we're trying. Now he's accusing us of trying to cancel him. This man is fucking insane. Tiamat also said he was bored, tired, and had things to do, but didn't leave and jumped into the comments right after the stream. What do these weak ass attempts at insulting have to do with Isom? Nothing. And like I said, right now he's like trying to cancel me. You can't cancel me. I'm like, no one's trying to cancel you. The man has insane brain, right? He has some sort of paranoid delusional fantasy or something, right? It says, I'll remember this when you come on a stream. I'm on again. Since you can't stay away, buddy. See you around, buddy, and get mental health checkup. Basically, he's telling me to get a mental health checkup. It's me. We got E.G. Mars. Mr. Mars says, you embarrass yourself here. You were all over the place trying to find any kind of purchase to score, and you lost. And this isn't me trying to say you came off as anything according to my perception. You showed yourself to be a petulant tryhard who does no favors to whoever you choose to slouch your way over to defend. You had and gave nothing to what was supposed to be a conversation between adults. You should never, ever again place yourself in a position where you think there's a benefit to your presence in an online forum where actual adults are discussing matters backed by facts and details. You couldn't even be bothered to, quote, sound like you were invested in the topic. You're a joke. You embody pure bitch energy, and you're a prime example of how men should not act either online or in person. Damn, EG, don't do him like that, bro. Don't hurt him. Freight Train says Chucky Finster's cuck dad. Why would you call him that? Don't call people that. And I said, no one wants to cancel you. You're just a buttersoft baby that tried to run with the big boys and found out you were severely lacking. Right? King of euphemisms. That's me. It says, again, buddy, nice try and try again. Even tired and bored, you couldn't own me, sadly. I took your measure and you failed. Again, barking into void, ignored, pathetic. I free today if want to try again, pathetic manlet beta. Dude, seriously. Like before you just start doing verbal diarrhea on your keyboard, calm down, stop crying, wipe your eyes, clear the tears away, you know, get the Cheeto dust off your hands so you don't got sticky keyboard, and type something that people can read that makes sense. Okay? I said, you can't just take a verbal ass kicking and walk away, can you? You are a sad, pathetic child that needs to realize you are quite literally the punchline to this whole Rippaverse joke. He says, cope and seethe more, please, and cry more seriously. You don't care about the content you do and cover just for drama. This why you're hiding, running away. Such a brave person, me, too, Tony Zero. Show your arse on a Steam. I'm on again, and you barely can handle criticism here. Dude, are you... I know that your text-to-speech can't be this bad, right? If that's the excuse you're going to pull on, well, I'm using text-to-speech because you speak so fucking slow, right? Maybe you put the computer to sleep, right? Or maybe it can't hear you between all the crying you're fucking doing. This is just sad. I said, wow, the levels of delusion here are amazing. Amazing. Freight Train says, so what are you going to do about it, bub? Same with you when I have the chats and stuff you've been on. Again, stop projecting. Oh my God, he has the chats and stuff I've been... Guys, he's got the chats and stuff I've been on. Oh my God. What am I going to do? It says, you're coping. Again, put the wrong you're. You're coping and seething again. Be a man and come at versus hiding behind. Me 3-0. Keep dodging. I'll win again. See you around, loser. I can't argue with that logic. That is the greatest logic of all time. Seriously, you must have a humiliation fetish because this doesn't make sense otherwise. Freight Train's coming in being a smartass says 3-0, bro. You really think you're going to come back from that? Yeah, bro, stop hiding behind me. Freight Train's always blocking. It's always covering for me. I said, this dude keeps blowing up my Discord DMs. Damn clingy ex-girlfriend type behavior. But I mean, this wasn't enough for him. He had to start a second chain, right, of replies. It says, see, Tony, thank you for proving right. Can't spell right the correct way. It's R-I-G-H-T. Proving right about you, being a drama farmer troll that causes drama or thrives off it. Pardon me, I was kind of tired and listening, but because you bark the loudest doesn't always mean you're the smartest. Being rampant narcissistic person will do that. This is made worse by your lack of an own identity. Lazy content thief. Now I'm stealing content? Or low-end creator. Audience isn't meant to last. $9 on YouTube. Wow, and that will pay the bills. Amazing. Seriously. I never said that the $9 that I made in Super Chats, which I am very appreciative of. Thank you guys last night for giving me Super Chats. Appreciate it. I never said that the $9 was going to, quote, pay my bills. What I always said was that YouTube pays me enough, right? YouTube pays me enough. That's all I said. That the amount of money that I get from YouTube is, quote unquote, enough. Because I am not trying to have all my bills paid by my fans. I'm not trying to have the chat pay my rent, pay my light bill, pay my phone bill, buy me stuff, right? I'm not trying for that. I'm not a e-beggar, as it were. But apparently some people don't understand that. Matatat says, Eric's starving artist rant was epic. Says a lot about how he's approaching his business. Many just clearly don't get it. Again, irrelevant. Irrelevant. I didn't hear any starving artist rant. Eric wasn't on here talking about starving artist. The only one who brought that up was Tiamat, and again, that was irrelevant to the conversation we're having. But you do you. He says, thank you. He tried and wanted to invite Tony to a stream. Now apparently, Eric wanted to invite me to a stream? When did this happen? Eric July wanted to invite me? No, Eric July ran like a buttersoft bitch. Right? He was like, hey, let's box. Why don't me and you box, Tony? And I said, yes, Mr. July, let us box. Let us meet in the ring like two adult males and just beat the shit out of each other while wearing boxing gloves. I said, let's do it. Let's get it on. And what'd he do? He blocked me. Blocked me. Extra Hero says, if him saying that I'm at best a sidekick is to play on Extra Hero, I do genuinely think that all extra heroes, including sidekicks, makes things better. For instance, the 6 Power Rangers were awesome. They were fantastic. But always Jason David Frank, Tommy, greatest Power Ranger of all time. Says, so according to John Della Rose, Rippaverse is more popular than Neil Gaiman. The average comic book reader will never know the name Eric July. Never. If you take Neil Gaiman's popularity and Eric July has a bigger, dedicated fan base, right? But Neil Gaiman is more known. Neil Gaiman is more appreciated. People think that he actually is a competent writer. PewDiePie is a great example, right? If PewDiePie started making comic books, he would sell a shit ton. If PewDiePie right now said, hey guys, I got a comic book out, I got a new comic coming and I want you to buy it, he would sell a shit ton. Does that mean he's a better comic book writer than Eric July? No. Does that mean he's a better comic book writer than Marvel or DC or manga? No. It just means he's more popular at the moment with people who have disposable income, right? He's using his fan base. Eric July has a big fan base. He also grifts off the Geeks and Gamers and Friday Night Tights fan base, right? But so that was the epic story of Mr. Tiamat D. Lord. Not quite, because there's still more. There's still more. I know what you're thinking. Is how could there be more? We got a new comment came in. Let me read this. I'm not going to put it back on the screen, but Crimson Dragon says 5156. Exactly. I've been saying this for the longest. Riptards and the anti-woke are nothing but right-wing social justice warriors. They behave exactly the same way as the woke leftists they cry about all the time. Horseshoe theory in action. Great comment. Love it. All right. So I would like to say that was the end of it, right? That was everything. But it wasn't. Because as soon as the stream ended, so if you remember, it was 11 o'clock or so when the stream ended, my time. Let me see. It was a 3-hour stream. We started at 7:30. Yeah, so it was about 11 o'clock. So at 12:55, Dragon Summoner, that is Tiamat D. Lord. He just couldn't stay away. It was eating him up inside. He had to go to Discord and send me a message. Says, thank you for proving me right, by the way. And your dweeb sidekick. Very underwhelming. So again, taking shots at Extra Hero for no reason. I'm not mad versus you're just pathetic. Again, he spelled your incorrectly. Use the incorrect version of your. I don't know how many times I got to say this, but if you're going to insult somebody's intelligence, if you're going to say somebody is stupid, right? You can't mistype things. You can't use improper grammar. You can't act like a goddamn psychopath. It says, unworthy of what you say. Hide more, though, and come back gray stream for humiliation. I said, you really think you came off looking good, don't you? It's 1 a.m. I'm outie. Continue to seethe. So at 12:59, I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. I'm going to bed. It's 1 a.m. my time. I needed some sleep. 12 minutes later. I wasn't trying then, still did better than you, and wasn't BSing. But as I said before, even if you lost, you wouldn't admit you lost anyways. Try again without your audience and you pet to block for you. So now, the only reason that Dragon Summoner, Mr. T-Mat, looked bad was because apparently my audience and my pets, I don't know who those are, but they were blocking for me. They were blocking so I could run it into the end zone, right? 9 minutes later. Not even mad, get a life, and this chat is muted, so cope and seethe. But thank you for the battery recharge. Love destroying trolls, and come on my channel or another, then you get destroyed, by the way. No hard feelings, though, pussy. So no hard feelings. So remember, I've told this man I am going to bed. It's 1 a.m. I'm outie. At 2:28 in the fucking p.m. So the next day, he waited to the next day. He tried to call me. You missed a call from Dragon Summoner. Then he says, done barking in void of the comment section. How is it a void of the comment section? Obviously, like I said, there's 87 comments right now. Right? So I said, can I assist you? You want to talk shit, then come on. I am not talking shit. Again, I don't know what this retard has in his brain. I don't know what the mental deficiency is. I don't know if he was dropped on his head as a child, if he lived under power lines, if he ate paint chips regularly. Who knows? Extra Hero says, rest in peace, Tommy. You'll live forever in all our hearts. It's morphing time forever. It is. That really, really kind of bothered me when he died. It was one of the few people that I was like, that guy's cool. I like that guy. I'm a fan of his. One of very few people that I've been a fan of. David Yass is reprising his role as a Blue Ranger for Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, which comes out later this month. Well, that's pretty cool. I haven't followed it. I used to watch the Linkara history of the Power Rangers, so I could just kind of see what's going on and kind of get caught up on the lore, because I find the lore of the Power Rangers fascinating. But I don't really watch it anymore. This guy's just wanting attention. He is, but we're going to give it to him, right? I am very much willing to give dumb people attention. Very much. But again, this is not the end of it. So at 2:29, he says, you want to talk shit, then come on. Next page. I said pass, right? 2:29, pass. Again, take your L. I said, how is it being delusional? Is it fun at least? I really hope it's fun. It says, yeah, you don't want to be exposed as a loser. It's simple. You couldn't take me down last night. If you weren't narcissistic asshole, you would be a better person to deal with. You're kind of low IQ and cowardly for a 6'2" loser. Again, just hurling insults. It's like, hey, come talk to me, but let me call you all kind of names. Let me insult you, but let's have a conversation afterward. Yeah, that's going to work out. I said, reality is tough for you, isn't it? I'm sorry you looked up to me. Then I made you look stupid for over 90 minutes. I'm sorry I crushed your dreams of having an ounce of clout or respectability on YouTube. He says, I got you barking into the void of the comment section, only to have people that follow you because you're low-cal. Guys, you're only following me because I am a low-cal, not a lol-cal, not a LOL-COW, but a lol, LUL-COW. It's a new version I guess because it's like I'm tired. I'm a sleepy cow. Sleepy cow, I guess. I says I'm playing Lost Eidolons. So at 2:33, I said I'm playing Lost Eidolons, which is a good game. I like it. It's fantastic. So feel free to see the post. Okay, buddy? Okay. Good talk. Good talk. So you could, again, can't take the hint. Like a woman can't take the hint, right? Says, I mean, I was just going to talk and see if you could be normal, but waste of time on your bad self. Afraid to talk to me, and you wanted to come the stream I was on? Imagine being a cowardly man than doing this. Even with all that help, you got destroyed, and my friends agreed. His friends agreed, guys. So obviously, reality doesn't matter. His friends agreed. So that should be the end of it, right? That should have been the end of it. No. 30 minutes later, then again, see ya at some point. You want argue on stream again, buddy. I win as you run away again. Scream and comment in the void as you exposed as a lol cow. Again, calling me a lol cow. Not a lol cow, but a lol cow. Then, an hour and a half later, he tries to call me again. And then, an hour after that, about an hour later, man, seriously, you're losing. You failed, troll. I'm the troll. We got 3 comments in a row and a phone call in between there. I'm the troll, guys. I'm the troll. I'm the one. I'm the one. I found my Maddox. Right, this is my Maddox, guys. This is my Maddox. I figured it out. Finbar is my Vito. I'm Dick Masterson, and this is my Maddox. And we're gonna have so much fun. So much fun. Between you and me, this could be resolved peacefully. So now apparently this is not peaceful. Apparently we're going to go to war. We're going to war now. Because this could be resolved peacefully, but now we're going to war. He's taking a fight to me, but I don't concede ground to a loser like you. Cope and seed harder, will you? Again. How can you tell somebody to cope and seethe when you're literally been trying to call them and they're ignoring you? You've been DMing them to no reply, right? I am not the one DMing you. I am not the one trying to call you. I'm not the one going to your comment section and leaving long comment chains. You life loser. Okay, that's not me. That would be you. And so, I'm saying this as clearly as I can. Tiamat, D-Lord, I am not into you. Whatever relationship you think that this is, whatever sort of parasocial relationship, whatever feelings you have for me, you need to keep them to yourself and just move on with your life. I know it hurts. I know it can be painful. But go outside, take a walk, touch some grass, maybe have a cool, refreshing drink. Enjoy life. Enjoy the nice summer. Okay. All right. With that said, let's see what Finbar had to say about Isom, number 1. There he is. Look at that Finbar. Look at that handsome fella. You might not know this, but this handsome fella here is Finbar Saunders. Let's see what Finbar has to say.
What's the crack, nutsacks? Finbar here, and obviously I'm not there tonight. I know Tony said I was going to be here giving my thoughts on Isom number 1, but he neglected to mention that I won't be here for the next 2 weeks. So
yeah, that was my bad. I thought he was going to be here this week. It's my bad, but like I said, we got the video.
Instead of making Tony out to be a liar and having you guys unsubscribe and throw your memberships in the bin, I decided I'll just do my thoughts in a video here for Isom number 1, which I have read. It's here. And I know what you're all going to say. You're all going to say, oh, Finbar, you pirated this. No, I paid cash money for this. I paid $45 US plus $9 shipping for this digital copy of Isom number 1.
Because we don't believe in piracy here at the Geek Getaway. No piracy, none whatsoever. So I'm glad that Finbar has cleared this up. I'm glad that he paid money. Not glad that he's paid money to Eric July. I mean, he could have just told me. I had no idea he was going to do this. If you would have just told me, Finbar, I would have mailed my copy of Isom to you. But I'm glad you got a hold of it. I'm excited. I haven't seen this. I don't know what his thoughts are. So I'm buckled up. I'm ready for this.
So, what did I think of it? Very good. I really enjoyed it. It was a good, really good book. It's like 300 pages long. It's very long. I really like, especially, I'm gonna just point out what I really liked about it first. I really like the the quality of paper. If you zoom in, you can see here. You can really see the paper quality here. I know it's digital, but you can still see it. The paper quality is premium. So that's what I really love about it. So the story, yeah, okay, it's a bit generic, but it's issue 1. You know, we've only had 450 pages to introduce this character. We need time. We need to see what he's going to be all about. So I'm looking forward to number 2. I haven't read it yet. I know Tony said I had. Again, it was a mistake. I haven't read it yet. I'm going to read it once I am able to obtain a digital copy legally, of course, from my good friend. What I really like is Cliff Richards drew this. If anybody knows him, he did Summer Holiday and songs like that. He actually added some Easter eggs for us Brits. He put a UK license plate. I don't know what this is up here. Cliff, he's a funny guy. He does things like that. Yeah, it's good. It's a good book. I like the main character, whose name escapes me. What I really love about him is his powers are, you don't know what his powers are, so you're going to find out over the next, hopefully, 10 to 20 issues. You'll see different powers will emerge, and there's also characters that you don't know anything about that pop up, and you're going to find out a lot more about them. They're going to get their own books. Chuck Dixon's coming aboard. Chuck Dixon is a fantastic writer. I love his Batman. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's a good book. I really enjoyed it. There's maybe some sound effects missing here and there, but I think that just adds to the overall mystery of the story. Good book. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing what Eric July does next. He's clearly got the street speak down. I like how he gets the he gets like sort of the real life talk going on here with these characters. It's good. What else is there to say? I mean, look, Tony's a hater. He's going to hate. There's nothing you can do about it. He hasn't given these books a chance. You've got to give it at least, I think, maybe 15 to 20 issues before you decide if a title was crap or not. And I can tell you right now, from the very beginning, I knew that Isom was going to be good. Just from the several front covers alone. So yeah, Isom number 1. Get it, everybody. I know that issue 2 is supposed to be even better than issue 1. I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get in touch with my good friend, Nigerian Prince 69. He sold me this one. He sold it to me for $45 plus $9 shipping, even though it's got it in an email. Anyway, get it now, guys. If you haven't read it, read it. Read number 2, because I'm sure number 2 is going to be good. Isom, awesome. Good job, Eric July. Mr. Cliff Richards. Didn't know you could draw. I thought you were just a singer. I especially love how you turn up at the Wimbledon and serenade the crowds with your songs when it's raining. Fantastic stuff. And he's like I say, sticking these Easter eggs in here, these art Easter eggs, you know, something you catch your eye, something to surprise you. Awesome stuff. Awesome writing, awesome art. I don't know what that guy did. Color. Awesome colors. They really pop, you know. Anyway, Isom number 1. Get it if you haven't got it. Don't listen to Tony. He's a hater. And don't listen to all those other haters. Shout out to my boy Taserface. Shout out to that guy that called me the one that said I had the IQ of a low class bitch. I can't remember what he said, but shout out to those guys, because those are my boys. Isom number 1, get it now. See you guys in 2 weeks' time. Peace out.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is Finbar Saunders. That is his opinion. That is his Isom review. I mean, I'm disappointed. I'm genuinely disappointed. I thought he wasn't going to like it. No, I didn't like it. I thought it was a pretty bad book, badly written, bad dialogue, bad motivations. But apparently Finbar loves it. Finbar loves it. He's a Isom fan. I'm sure next time he's going to show up wearing an Isom shirt, probably some Isom hats. We lost him, boys. Boys, we lost him. We lost Finbar to the Eric July machine. F's in the chat. F's in the chat. Well, there you go. Those are Finbar's thoughts on Isom. I don't know if this is going to go up separate on its own as a review. If he's going to put up on his channel, if he wants me to put up on this channel. Young Writer says maybe Texas changed our license plate after the Civil War. Yeah, it could be, right? Maybe they joined the European Union, and so their license plates are different, right? So it's always a possibility. You never know, right? You got to buy the next book to find out. Finbar's right. I've been too hard on this. All right. There's a little something for the wrestling fans out there. I know we got some wrestling fans, some fans of the wrestling. So if you haven't heard by now, it looks like CM Punk is gone. He's gone from AEW. This is a statement from All Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan. All Elite Wrestling, AEW, has terminated the wrestler employment agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause, effective immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW, all in London, on Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement. Bill played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision, and mine alone. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to the many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in the best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent, staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. AEW has severed ties with CM Punk. I can't say I'm surprised. I can't say I'm surprised. Unsilence me. You're not silenced. Why do you think you're silenced, Extra Hero? You can say whatever you want. But yeah, so AEW. So apparently there was an incident with Jack Perry and CM Punk. Apparently CM Punk got a chip on his shoulder. I guess we're not going to get the Kenny Omega CM Punk fight that everybody wanted to see. No match. No dream match. It's terrible. It's terrible. Maybe he's coming back to WWE, I should say. Some people were on Twitter going, maybe this is a work. Maybe because AEW is going to be in Chicago soon. Maybe this is it's just a work. This is just a swerve. They're going to swerve all of us, and CM Punk's going to show up. I'm like, nah, I don't think they could do that. I'm pretty sure with investors and all kind of stuff that this is not the kind of thing that they would do. I mean, unless Vince Russo is in charge. If Vince Russo got hired, it's quite possible this is a swerve. I haven't heard anything about Russo joining AEW, so I'm going to go with not a swerve. Not a swerve, guys. Just CM Punk being an idiot, and now he's out of AEW. Extra Hero, if you want to come in, is that what you're saying? I'll put the link, and you could pop in and give your thoughts on Finbar's review if you want. But it's a sad day for wrestling. I know the Bucks, the young Bucks, are probably celebrating. They're probably very ecstatic about the news, very excited. CM Punk, gone. It's gone. No AJ Lee coming to AEW. Man, it's terrible. Terrible. All right, I seen a video from our good friend, Potion Sword Run, the other day. He was crying, saying about Sony. Sony's raised their prices, and all the Sony ponies were mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Oh, here he is. Extra Hero, what's up?
Hey, I feel like we got past that review too quickly. I tell Finbar that I couldn't stop smiling all throughout it. I thought it was incredible satire. At first, when it first came on, I was actually laying down, so I was just listening to it, and I was like, "Oh no, he paid so much money to get that shipped overseas." But eventually, I came back to the screen to see it, and I was like, "Okay, this." I didn't know he was that funny. Well done. That's what I wanted to say.
Dude, Finbar is fucking hilarious. When he gets down to it, if you listen to his review, he does the Muppets Christmas Carol review on our Christmas episode. Oh, I was dying laughing. It's fucking dying.
I'll be sure to catch that.
Now, if you notice during this review, I stopped talking. That's because I had to mute my mic because I was fucking laughing. I didn't want to ruin it with all my laughing.
I was like, oh, he knows what a typical Isom review is, and he's playing off that brilliantly. So, just hands down, amazing.
Yeah, I'll let him know. I'm sure he's watching and smiling to himself that you got it.
Smiling from a better place,
Edinburgh. So, while you're here, do you want to defend yourself, sidekick? My little sidekick.
I don't know. Am I a sidekick? Am I a pet? Am I a little dog?
You're blocking. You're taking all the hits.
Am I a blocker? I thought Eric July was a blocker on Twitter.
I've never in my time, I've been on YouTube for like 4 years doing this, right? Yeah. I've never had anybody this fucking clingy. Like, dude, like we came on the stream, I yelled at you, you look stupid. Okay, I get it that you got a little bruised ego. You feel bad, right? But the amount of just keep coming back, right? It's like fucking 30 comments, blowing up my fucking DMs.
It's very strange because when I looked at the video, I thought there was only 2 comments. But then you just showed all those comments, and I was like, wow, shit popped off.
He just kept coming back. Like I said, and before, I didn't take screenshots of the stuff before. But, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like, hey, I'm leaving, right? Like, if I told you, hey, I'm leaving, one comment is fine, right? And then you wait till I reply. Then it's like comment. Like, dude, like, fucking, it's like 3 a.m. I'm sleeping. I'm not answering you. There's a reason why I'm not answering the phone or I'm not fucking responding to your DMs, right?
Yeah, you gotta wonder what type of person can't pick up on those cues.
And I know I'm autistically challenged, and sometimes I miss social cues, right? Sometimes I get a little mean, and Taserface, he's a good sport. He's not, I didn't get a single message from Taserface. Not a single. I think he left one comment saying, "Hey, I had fun on the stream," right? And that was it.
He didn't leave one book behind for you to read.
I was just like, Jesus.
That was a lot. Following you to different platforms, that's a bit much. At least keep the hate in one place. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, and keep the conversation. Like, he's going from one comment replying to another, and like adding, this is talking about taxes, and then you're replying to some other comment about the tax thing. Like, dude, I can see the comments, right? You don't need to like try to like blend 3 common chains together, right?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
One of the strangest I've seen.
Yeah. But it happens.
Yeah.
So, are you excited for the eventual Isom 3, where we find out that it is tortoise interference versus Isom?
That will have to happen in a multiverse, because in this universe, we might not get an Isom 3.
Oh, we're gonna get an Isom 3. I've seen the alternate covers. Have you not seen them?
Oh no.
Let me see if I can get them up. So this is one alternate cover of Isom. Let's check it out. As you can see, who's afraid of the big
Oh
buff
my
bunny?
God.
From your man Martian in the Hoppaverse. So there you go. Fantastic. So we got that.
amazing.
So there's that one, and then of course there's this other one. Hold on, let me.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta pull up like Mr. July said. Isom. This is I eat breakfast every day and wouldn't even know what it would feel like if I didn't. This is Lolcow. He's a new character. Will Isom.org's greatest ally be able to stomach the truth? Find out this issue.
Wow.
So we get to find out about Lolcow, a new character coming to the Isom universe. I'm very excited.
It is cool when I hate using this word because obviously it's cool when detractors come back with art.
When they troll the shit out of people.
Yeah, when they do it with art, it's a beautiful thing.
I appreciate the time and effort that people put into these kind of things.
Absolutely.
All right, so there's another picture I want to show. So don't leave. But I'm going to show a couple more covers. But then there's a picture I want to show, and I want your opinion on this because there's been people saying that this is fake. Right? It's fake news. It's not real. So I want to get your opinion on this. Let me see. Come on, where are the other Isom covers? There were some good ones earlier in the week. Lolcow.
I'd love an Isom issue featuring a mysterious gnome character.
Like an obscure one?
Yeah.
like an obscure gnome.
Yeah. You took the words right out of my mind.
But this cover, I don't know if you've seen this alternate cover. Hold on, let me get this one out. This is the.
And how much are we charging for these alternate covers?
I don't know, but this is what probably confused people about the ministry because they got this alternate.
Oh my God.
Right, like if you've seen this, I can understand why people might be confused, right? Like it's understandable now. Well, there might be a little bit of confusion between the regular Isom, the ministry people, and the comic book. I see it now. Originally, I was like, no, there can't be no confusion, right? Obviously, one's a comic book. Nah, I get it.
For those watching and don't know, that the Isom you're seeing, the logo you're seeing right now, is the exact one from the website.
Come on, where are the rest? If you're not following, if you're on Twitter, I suggest you follow Eric July's arm hair at Eric July arm hair. He posts all the memes.
Okay, I'll bookmark that, and hopefully I can see it, even though I don't have a Twitter account. Twitter's been being a little weird.
Yeah, Twitter's doesn't let you see shit anymore. They're like, no, you gotta get in.
Yeah.
Because we're like assholes. All right, so there's that account, and then there's what is it? Your man Martian. He has all this fantastic art. Where the hell is he? So where are the rest of these covers? God damn it!
No, Google, don't give me Bruno Mars when I was your man. I'm looking for your man, Marshall.
You know what I really hate? I hate the way on Twitter now doesn't come up with shit, and people are blocking you, and sometimes you can see a reply, and then sometimes you can't. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I wish they really would get rid of the block feature because it's just silly. Just silly. Like, how soft you got to be to block somebody on Twitter?
But people are soft though, and they need protections. Like think about like kids and stuff. Or
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Fuck them whole ass kids.
Yeah. All right. I found what I was looking for. Let me see here. This is obviously the next great arc with Isom. So this is episode 5. It's the return of tortoise interference. The law just doesn't suit him. Look at that. Look at that art.
Wow. This is having the unfortunate side effect of making me wish that
this is the good Isom.
More. Yeah, this could be good. And do you ever get the feeling that, I'm sure you do, you could have written this story way better?
Way better. Episode 4.
I think about that all the time.
Issue 4 introduces Buster Baxter, who he is, and why does he disrespect the International School of Ministry?
Wow. I gotta say, this is gonna lead to another lawsuit, but hey.
It's gonna lead to another lawsuit. We're finally gonna get those questions answered.
Yes. So they actually filed the lawsuit now? Or are they still in negotiations?
They're still negotiating. According to Eric, they're negotiating still. They did push forward some more paperwork. I don't know if it's procedural, like they had to do it by a deadline or drop it. So it was like, but it isn't settled by any means, right?
Okay.
So, even if they're negotiating at any point, either one can just walk away and be like, no, let's go to court, right?
Yeah. Have you seen the things Rekieta has been saying? He's sort of stuck in the middle and going through it right now.
Oh, they're pushing him more and more towards Dick's loving arms.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, oh, guys, like tone it down, like read the room. Like but I guess the rooms are changing because Rekieta alluded to a certain list.
Yeah. Well, did you see Eric's new video?
No, I'm not subscribed to him.
Well, basically, he re-insinuates a bunch of stuff about Dick and Vito, calls out Nick by name, says he doesn't require. What? Yeah. He goes, I'm not looking for loyalty, and then he adds a huge but Nick's not being fair. He's not being impartial. He thinks he is, but it is crazy. And apparently, according to Rekieta, he's holding that event in Vegas, and a lot of people are pulling out. He had some guests that were unannounced that were going to show up. They're now not showing up because of.
Yeah, that's sad, and it's even worse when you can kind of guess who those guests are. but Nick won't say it.
Yeah. All right. Here is the last cover. This is the next issue of Isom. So we figured out the next issue. So issue 4, Buster Baxter. Issue 5, Tortoise Interference. But issue 3 is where, after the lawsuits are all settled and Eric July has to change the name, we've come up with a brand new name. Obviously, Your Man Martian and all the wonderful people and the biggest problem of the universe fandom. And so, ladies and gentlemen, damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted the picture. Give me the picture. Don't give me the fucking. There we go. That's what I want. The bigger picture. I didn't want to retweet. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Isom. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Look at that.
Wow.
And as you can see, the hat says gay ops.
This is Eric's worst nightmare.
Jism. So, what more can you say?
I'm guessing that's not trademarked.
It's not trademarked. So if you want to make the Adventures of Jism, go right ahead. I didn't trademark it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what Eric would call this guy? A fat.
So you think Eric thinks this guy is fat? Eric would say this is a fat individual.
Eric would call this a fat.
Oh man.
And he certainly would not be allowed to criticize him at all.
Pepe Silva says that stream with the Riptards was soul crushing. Took every ounce of strength not to put a Craftsman drill through my brain when listening to those doe-eyed cultist weirdos. They need an intervention. I agree. Buster Baxter from Arthur, yeah, that's what they call. I don't even know why. So I'm not even up on the lore, but apparently Eric July started referring to Dick Masterson as Buster Baxter, thinking that was some sort of insult. Right?
So stupid. He just made us think of a beloved show. Like,
well, not just a beloved show, but bunny rabbits in general, have always been portrayed as a little scamps, little tricksters. You know, they're the ones who are always getting over on people. Right. So you say that Eric July would call that picture of Jism fat, right?
Yeah.
What would you call this person? Would you call this person fat? You know, a little.
He would definitely call that person a fat.
Look at
and would not let him criticize.
Look at that! Look at that big fat belly. How the mighty have fallen. This is footage from the inside of the warehouse. Was obtained through sources. Sources have given me access to this information, to this picture. They said, hey, we have hacked the cameras inside the warehouse of Eric July. I'm not saying Riley. I'm not saying Riley's the one who gave me this. I'm not saying that Riley is the one who hacked the cameras inside the warehouse. All I'm saying is this picture comes from inside the warehouse, and that is clearly Mr. Eric Fatass July. No wonder why he doesn't want to pull up. Look at those skinny ass wrist. I think my chances of boxing this 5'8" manlet just went up. Pull up. The only pull up this man is doing is to the drive-thru at Wendy's. Okay?
Baconator again, sir.
Yeah. You're back again, Mr. July? We got your order, don't worry. Just recognize him. Ah, shit, here comes Eric. Fire the grill.
Extra mayonnaise as usual, sir.
So, yeah. I just thought that was an interesting picture because, you know, he's always calling people fat and stuff. And I was just like, yeah.
Oh, by the way, you need a Riley.
Yeah, I do. I need a Riley.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll
I just learned that Riley is a producer on one of Dick Masterson's shows.
The Dick Show?
Yeah.
It is a strange and wonderful, wonderful world.
Yeah.
But if you want, I can put on the Eric July video and we could talk about it. Like I said, he does.
I'd love to. I think I want to see it because I didn't think that he would say Nick's name because Nick is obviously struggling right now to, I don't know, be a person.
To be neutral.
Yeah.
But this is it. This is his video. He put how I'm feeling. ... How I'm feeling. ... I'm feeling good. You got Ric Flair. I think this is like one of his only videos where he's not in the thumbnail. Feeling so good, you got Ric Flair in the thumbnail. Let's see what he has to say. I don't know. Hold on. We gotta make this nice.
What is up, everybody? Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about the future, the Rippaverse, everything that we have going. 2 multi-million-dollar campaigns back to back, by the way, within a year and some change. And we're sitting on a lot.
Within a year and some change. So is it within a year or some change? Yeah, but I mean, again, I gotta agree with Vito's point. Like, if I had made that much money, I would be bouncing off the walls, right? Like, the amount of enthusiasm I've seen this man animated and very excited. Like, his excitement level is like at a 5. I would imagine it would be at a 9.
Right?
Right?
I think about this. I think about this all the time. Like, if someone else had his resources, it would do extraordinary things. Like what was the comic you brought up yesterday? I forget. Holt. Like, if the author of Holt had that, can you imagine what he'd be doing?
Well, here's the thing: a lot of people don't understand this.
Yeah.
And sometimes more money isn't a good thing. No, not just more problems, right? But like,
baby.
If you think back, way back when, like with video games, right? They only had so much room on a cart to put the game, right? So they had to utilize every inch of space, right? They only had so much money to make a game, right?
They gave us some of our best games like that somehow.
Yeah, because they were using everything to their utmost. But like I was saying with Isom, right? He's got so much money and he's just throwing all kind of money. He's like, oh, fuck it, I'll just do 96 pages, right? And then you end up with like 30 pages that are just useless. You could just rip those 30 pages out and the story would not be affected, right?
Yeah.
I know more money.
I know it's sort of against the law to like criticize the art in Isom. But I feel like if there was less pages, he could have hired someone to do better art, better coloring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
because every character is like, I don't know if you're familiar with like the first few generations of the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
It's like they only had for the colors of the Pokemon, they could only use like 3 colors, and every character in Isom is sort of like that. Where it's like, you should have had some more color here. You're lazily just putting black for all the
shadowing on that blank.
Yeah, you could have did better.
It definitely could have did better. Like I said, less pages. That means you have to have a tighter story, right?
Yes.
It's why they film a movie, and a movie's like 6 hours of footage, and then they cut it down to like 90 minutes, right? To make an actual film. What he did was he did the equivalent of like he filmed everything, and then just everything that got filmed was what he sold you, right? Instead of going, hey, maybe this 20 minutes could go here, and I could trim this, and you know. But he had 96 pages to fill, so he's like,
and that's why because I'm just thinking as a businessman, he could have eventually released his special director's cut with all the extra bloat, but then it would have been like a novelty thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny. Like, people are like, well, he made a bunch of money, so you can't criticize. Like, no. Even when people make a lot of money, you could still go, dude, you made 3, but you easily could have made like 6, right? Like,
that's a good point that people don't think about.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, they're like, well, why don't you do it? Well, because I didn't have the $300,000 to start off with, right? Like, I think that's the part that people are missing, right? Like, if I had the 300,000 seed money, then yeah, okay, then now we're on equal footing, and the 100,000 or so followers on YouTube, right?
People don't understand that it's way harder to get rich than to stay rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, and it's real easy to lose it all. Look at Wesley Snipes. Look at a lot of people that were rich on top of the world. Suddenly they forget to pay their taxes. They quote unquote forget to pay their taxes, right? And
but
they got nothing.
The cool thing about Wesley Snipes is he's still Wesley Snipes, so he still has all he needs to keep making money, unlike some people.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is what people are not realizing, right? And there was a comment that I said to somebody else. They go, well, he made $3 million, right? I said, yeah. I said, all you're seeing is the money coming in, right? So you guys are going, he made $5 million off 2 campaigns. You see the money coming in. You're not looking at the money going out, right? What is he spending on overhead? What is he spending on hiring all these people? We've seen it with the Amico, and I know people hate when I do this, and I always bring it into every conversation. But they brought in $17 million, and then they brought out nothing, right? Eric July might have brought in $5 million, but if that $5 million is already spent, or if it's on taxes, you remember it's not tax free, right? So first off, you got to pay taxes on that shit. Right. So we'll say from the 5 million, even with some funky taxes, so maybe he's down to 3, right? 2 million wiped out. Then he's paying all these people. He's paying for the warehouse, paying for the shipping. He's talking about hiring more people to work in the warehouse. You literally have 2 books printed, right, and published. You have a giant warehouse. Now you're hiring more people to expand the warehouse. I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself. I don't even think Marvel.
What would you do? What would you do differently? Because I can think of a lot of things that he could be doing. Better ways to spend that money. I should say.
Lots of things differently. First off, no warehouse. Secondly, I would be using definitely using a 3PL to ship my stuff, to package, ship, and send out. Right? They have companies that work with Kickstarter and stuff that he could have hired and said, "Hey, do the fulfillment for me." Right?
Yeah, and people could still do their unboxing videos and stuff like that they really like to do.
I definitely, he's rushing it like WB rushed the DCU. Yeah, exactly. He's rushing to bankruptcy, right? I would have, you want to do multiple covers, that's fine, right? People bought them, so I would did 3 covers, and then what I would have done was, obviously, this would have been a pre-order campaign, not a Kickstarter or Indiegogo, and I definitely would not have printed it out beforehand, but I would have did a pre-order campaign, said, hey, you want a physical copy of the book? The pre-order campaign is going to run 6 months, 3 months, whatever, right? At the end of that 3 months, the physical copies can no longer be obtained from Rippaverse LLC, from me, from Eric July, right? I'm no longer selling the physicals after 3 months. If you don't get into 3 months, no physical. 2 months after the physicals come out, right? After we've sent out the last physical order, it's been shipped and delivered, we'll give it a month, and then you can buy a digital copy. If you haven't bought the physical, right, but you still want to read the book, then we'll sell you a digital copy for $10, whatever, right? Because at that point, you've already sold all your books, right? And then the people that didn't want to buy a physical and pay the $35, well, you could pay $10 and you get a digital. So I'm still making money off of the digitals, right? And I still sold all my physicals anyway. And I don't have anything to worry about a warehouse. I don't have anything to worry about overhead, hiring staff, health insurance. Remember, he's hiring warehouse staff. It's health insurance. It's 401ks. That's a building insurance, right? And he's got to worry about OSHA. He's got to worry about people coming in for the fire inspections. There's like all kind of shit.
$5 million isn't looking like that much anymore,
right? He's handling the shipping, so now he's got to buy delivery vans. He's got forklifts, right? Do you think a forklift is cheap? Right?
No.
He's got to buy forklifts. Now he's got to make sure that he's got to hire forklift trained operators, right? And I'm sorry to say, but I don't think Eric July or the other guy in the company, right? They have warehouse experience. So now you got to hire someone who has warehouse experience as a supervisor, which is going to be expensive. Or you have to hire somebody and just hope that you're like, hey, you're in charge now. Don't fuck me up, right?
Yeah.
And I know people are like, well, it's easy. No, it's not. It's really not. Like there are things that go into it. Like I know manual labor jobs are often looked down upon, but they're not like completely dumb jobs, right? It's not like you just go in there and you just clock in and right now you have to know things. You have to understand how it works to be efficient, to get your building running, so you're not behind. So yeah, he had to do all of that, all this shit worried. So it's no wonder why it's like 8 months later before the second book came out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, again, I also would have liked that time frame to be moved up, especially seeing what we got. Yeah. What we got didn't seem like it should take that long.
And like I said before, and I'll say it again. People keep going. It's a 3-book arc, right? But in reality, each one of these is like 3 regular comics. So it's really a 9 comic arc in all due reality, right?
Yeah.
And that first book didn't even feel like it. So it's like 3 comics worth. It didn't feel like 3 comics worth of information. And it definitely didn't feel like 1/3 of a story, right?
Right.
So there's that. If you want to, order, because he did the whole like we're having them made in America or having them printed out here, right? That's fine, right? It's going to be a little more expensive, but if you could afford it and that's really something you believe in, and that's whatever, right? You take the hit because you want American-made product. Fine, I get it, right? I'm not going to fault him for that.
Here's
But
something we don't usually talk about. I think the whole Rippaverse phenomenon actually hits creative people harder because they can't help but imagine a better Rippaverse, a better Isom, and all this stuff. Meanwhile, other people, it won't hit them as hard because they're content. Like they satiated their no
outrage.
standards. Yeah. And it's like, look, this is my first comic. I don't have any expectations, so this met them. But to like creatives and stuff like that, it's like this was a waste. This was a wasted opportunity, and you hope it won't keep being wasted. Since
that's what I think. I think you hit something on the head that I didn't really think about. It's like, it's seeing someone with potential. Imagine you went to a bar, right? When they used to see Billy Joel in the bar, perfect example, right? People used to like, man, such a waste of potential and talent. You're in the bar, drinking, getting drunk, ruining your liver. You should be famous. You're a great fucking piano player, right? And eventually, Billy Joel, got his head straight and he became fucking Billy Joel, right?
Yeah.
And it's like seeing like you're at that stage. He's at the stage where like he's in the bar, getting drunk, and you're like, dude, you there's so much more for you out there. Like, why are you satisfied with this, right? You should be fucking dominating. And dude, people are like, you're a hater. Like, I'm not a hater. I want him to succeed, but like, it's like you're watching it and you're going, I see the signs. I know, where this is heading, right? The mediocrity that it's, and you're like, no, you're that close. You're that close to perfection.
Right? So I was working at a retail job for more years than I'd like to admit. But then one day, one of my regular customers came up to me and said, "You're too smart for this." And I couldn't think of any comeback. And then the next day, I started filling out other applications, and I never looked back. But it took someone to basically just tell me what I always knew, but they were like, "You're way too smart for this," and I was like, to this day, I wouldn't know what to say if I heard. But so I was like, oh, and then it turns out, I was too smart. I can do better things. So I do now.
Choo Choo says he won't succeed because he's surrounded by yes men. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, it's like, like all these fans that are yes men, and you're like, shut up, stop telling this guy that his mediocrity is great, because he's never going to achieve, right? He's never going to achieve.
And you wonder, because he always alludes to professionals who have given him criticism. I guess we'll never know who those people are, but I wonder how that goes. I wish we could talk to some of those people.
Well, EVS on a stream once, EVS said a couple of things, and he was trying to argue with EVS, and it was just like, okay, whatever, Eric. Yeah. But I know Ethan has said some stuff publicly, so I'm sure he's probably told him some stuff privately too. But Eric seems like a very stubborn person, doesn't like to admit fault, doesn't like to admit that maybe his ideas aren't the best, right?
Yeah, but for certain people, that's like a virtue. It's like they what's a euphemism for stubbornness? It's basically that.
Stupidity.
The opposite of euphemism.
The two euphemisms, Your Honor.
That was more of a synonym.
Look, are you trying to tell me I don't know what a euphemism is? Because clearly I just said that was a euphemism. Last night was crazy, man. Last night was something else. Something else.
Last night was. Have you ever had a show with that much energy?
No.
Yeah.
Right,
I'm guessing it wasn't. Yeah, because because I'm trying to think back about the past shows I've seen of yours. Oh, you know what? I'm sure you probably had that type of energy on one of the Amico shows that I wouldn't have watched.
Yeah, I think so. There was a time when I was hyped. That is jumped the shark so
because from what I understand, you were sort of responsible for the Amico Reddit, but then
I created
you left for some reason.
Yeah. So what happened?
Someone else's.
They had a regular Amico Reddit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were banning people that were criticizing. They were banning people asking questions, and then eventually they went ahead and made employees of Intellivision moderators for that Reddit.
Oh wow!
So what I did was I went ahead and made a second one called Intellivision underscore Amico, and I did that Reddit, and we criticized whatever. So then I forget someone was very upset with me. You know how people start digging into your Reddit history and stuff, and they're like, "Tony's a crazy alt-right Redditor." I'm like, "No, I'm not," because I commented in Kotaku in Action, right? Because I'm very staunchly ethics in journalism, right?
Yeah.
But so they were very upset by that, and so then I went ahead and I said, "Well, I don't want to cause trouble, right? I'm not here to cause trouble. We're here to discuss the Amico, and you guys are now discussing me instead of what we're here for, right?" So I said, I will just stop being the moderator. I will just step down, and I'll put someone else in charge, and that's that. But of course, that wasn't good enough for some people, and some people still wanted to pillory me and hang me. And then the moderator from the corporate Amico went and got somebody else to make a subreddit drama post about me quitting, and then calling me all kind of weird alt-righty names and stuff. Apparently, so there's a r/conspiracy, right? Subreddit, and I had posted there, right? And like, it's not like QAnon. It's not like r/QAnon, right? It's like conspiracy, like, oh, there's aliens, or do you think that there's really secret lizard people, right?
Yeah.
So like, I think I went in there and I was just like commenting, like, when people were like, oh, there's secret lizard people, like, dude, are you stupid, right? Like, no, just leaving comments and shit, right? I wasn't like going, hey, I think that Hollywood has a secret ring of Baal worshippers that are like gonna take us to the moon.
You weren't doing Pizzagate and stuff.
Yeah, right. I was just like commenting on other people's insanity because I think it's fun, right?
Yeah.
But they were like, "Oh, he's in conspiracy subreddit." And I'm like, "You're not even posting what I said. You're just saying that I was in a subreddit, and that's bad." Like, oh,
yeah, that's technically true, but
yeah. and then they're like, "Well, he posted in the men's rights subreddit." I'm like, "Yeah, because I was getting a divorce and I needed help on how to deal with the child support, and all that. I was getting advice from other men who had gone through this."
Oh, okay.
Like, is that terrible? And like, well, it's a bad subreddit. I'm like, no, it's not. It's because it's not going into your idea, right? Because it's against your hive mind thinking that it's a terrible subreddit, right? But it's not. It's really not. Are there some terrible people in there? Probably. There's terrible people everywhere, right? But that doesn't mean that it's a terrible subreddit. But either way, long story short, they just really didn't like the fact that I was going in places that they were not approving of. So.
Okay. They basically got you twisted.
Yeah. Christopher Barker said, Tony, I hear one of Aaron July's Rippa employees, Brandon Taylor, spreads anti-trans rhetoric. From my understanding, he liked a post that somebody said something that was anti-trans. I don't know. I don't follow any of them on Twitter or nothing. But I know Rippa made a video about it.
That's not gonna hurt him in any way.
No.
No. It would hurt.
That's not his
people,
audience.
It won't.
Yeah. It's one of those things, right? Like, Rippa's fans are not pro-trans rights, right? So,
no.
And then who are you going to complain? There's no one to complain to, right? Who are you going to complain to? Hey, right. Eric, your employees hate trans people. You'd be like, so what? It's my company. There's no one to get him fired. There's no manager to call, right? So it's just a waste of time.
It'll be either Eric or one of his yes men. So what's What do you want?
And here's the thing, right? It's actually worse. Like if you think, writing a letter to Rippaverse or July and Rippa LLC or something to like snitch on his employee, all that's going to do is he's going to then make a video, go, look at this dummy trying to snitch on my employee, saying to my employee, and then you're just going to make him stronger, right?
Yeah,
you're just going to make him stronger. So it's not going to.
Yeah, Eric's not smart, but you got to be a little bit smarter when you're going after people in that crowd.
But don't go after anybody. Not recommending it. But let's hear what he has to say, because this is good when he gets into it.
A lot of unannounced projects. We're going to continue to grow, and we're already expanding this team, not just with art and writing and all the creative stuff that we'll be coming out with. We're also expanding with the warehouse, because it's like
you notice how like he got that smile when he said warehouse, like he was not smiling. We're expanding in other things. Warehouse, hell yeah, that gets him excited. I think that's one of the other things that a lot of people are like, you had this venture, right? And I understand you want to control it, right? But it's you find people that are in your same mindset or whatever, and say, hey, I like your book, I like your ideas, I want to bring it under the Rippaverse label, right? Yeah, I want to bring your comic into the fold because it's good. I like it. I think my fans will like it, and I think that if you do it on your own, you're not going to make that much. But if we work together with my backing and my marketing skills, your comic will blow up. Maybe not as big as mine, but it'll blow up big enough that we both make some money, right?
Sounds like something Todd McFarlane would say.
Yeah.
Like two different businesses, 3 or 4 actually, but you like, distribution and shipping. We have those teams need to grow as well, definitely, so I can kind of get up out of the warehouse. And really, it's just been cool watching it actually expand. We've hired some guys that are doing basic warehouse stuff, shipping stuff, but even like
I know if you are looking for a job in the Dallas area, they are hiring at the warehouse.
Like with just like the security of the warehouse.
So you watched this before?
Yeah.
So when you were talking about how he has so many employees, you knew that he had recently hired even more.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Christopher Varg says it might be a waste of time, but this tells me what kind of person Eric July is. Not a fan. Yeah. I mean that's it's fair. It's fair. I've always said if you don't like somebody's politics, it's fine not to buy from them. I'm not in the habit of canceling people or telling other people like, hey, don't buy this. Right? I might say if someone asks me, go, hey, would you buy this product from this crazy guy? Right? I'll be like, no, I won't. But I'm not going to go out of my way to be like, hey, everybody, don't buy from this crazy guy, right? And, well, we all know he's a crazy guy, and if you want to buy from him, that's your business.
Warehouse and different avenues there, and everybody seems to be very appreciative of what we have here, and they actually got skin in the game. And this is why I said
I don't think they got skin in the game. I don't think he knows what that expression means. Having a job is not having skin in the game.
Is he leading up to basically using them as a shield against Dick and Vito again?
Yes.
Is that where this conversation is going? Of course.
Always. But they don't have skin unless you're giving them some sort of stock options or something along with their job. And that's not skin in the game, right?
And that's a thing that corporations don't seem to understand these days, where it's like you really don't understand how quickly someone can just move to somewhere else. And a lot of times it benefits them to move. Even if they come back to that job, it benefits them to have left.
Yeah.
They have better bargaining chips.
I was at a couple of jobs, and
yeah,
they're like, hey, it's at this one job, and they go, nobody here ever gets a raise, right? That's what the other employees told me. Go, nobody here gets a raise. I said, what do you mean? I said, well, I've been here for 8 years, and I never got a raise. I said, have you ever asked for a raise? They said, no, Tony, why would I ask for a raise? I said, well, if you don't ask for a raise, how the fuck are you going to get one? So then about a week later, I asked for a raise, and I got one. And the way I got one was like you said. I said, hey, I need more money, because if you don't give me more money, I will leave. Right? And they said, what do you mean? I said, well, I need this amount of money to live. You are not giving me that amount of money. So unless you give me that amount of money, I'm going to leave.
Yeah. And that's brilliant because it's not like, look, I'm not just saying this for myself. This is the cost of living we have to blame for this. So make it right.
Yeah. Look, if you don't value yourself, your employer is not going to value you, right?
And that's something people don't understand. You have to look out for yourself. Like people bow down way too much when it comes to like their bosses and stuff like that. It's just like, no, you gotta know your own value because they won't care.
Right. Right.
In the previous video, I move a little differently now because it's not just me and a couple of people. It's the Rippaverse, which there's a lot of people whose livelihoods are dependent on the success of this company. So I take that seriously, and it's a way that I maneuver. The way I move is just a little different.
How's it different? How are you doing anything different?
He's moving differently. The way he moves. He's a little fatter now, so he moves a little differently. I saw no bullshit. I saw a video. I know Eric July used to be a track star, right? But I saw a video, and I'm assuming that Eric is like 25, 26-ish. So out of college, right? So not like right when he was in track. So it's like a couple years later, right? And he runs, and this is like the goofiest run I've ever seen. Like, you know, like when old people, like they still got it and they want to go out there and run. And you're like, oh God, it's just like that's the run he had. I was like, oh my God.
Oh.
But I am thankful. I'm very appreciative of every single customer, each and every one of you. And we have Alpha Core that is coming soon. Like I said, 3,000 or so orders that we need to get fulfilled. We'll get those out the way, but we got also our preparing assets for Alpha Core.
Yeah, see, that's the thing I don't understand, right? How is it that you have a warehouse and you made all these orders in advance, right? Because apparently he bought 27,000 of A, B, then what was it, like C was limited to like 5,000, and then D's like the continuous always going to make cover, right?
Yeah.
But you overproduced anyway, right? And you had them in the warehouse. Why is it taking this long to ship them? I've worked in a warehouse. I've pulled orders. I know how it works. I know how it goes. Just from the outside looking in, something doesn't seem right as far as how long the fulfillment is taking. I can understand
the whole purpose of a warehouse is to increase efficiency. Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to be increasing efficiency, and it doesn't seem to be, I think, in this is my opinion, I think Eric is trying to be the cool boss, right? Because he goes, everyone loves working there. It's all great, right? Like, yeah, when you're having fun and everyone's laughing and playing and da 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 da, and no one's actually working hard, it's a great fucking job, right? But that doesn't get your shit done. You got to get your shit done, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, to me, it sounds like something's not happening. Because I know I used to work at a 3PL. We would palletize orders for Home Depot. And literally, we would do, I want to say, 150 every night. 150 pallets. They would come down. There was a huge fucking Dr. Seuss conveyor belt system where the shit would come in, put on the conveyor belt, and get distributed to the different stations, right? This is like 20 stations. I was in charge of half of it. This other guy was in charge of the other half. So it was like 10 stations, and I had to make sure everybody did their work. But we'd have to scan them in, palletize them, wrap it up, put them out of the way, keep going, right?
Yeah.
And you would do this all night, constantly. And this was heavy stuff. This wasn't like one comic book, put it in a sleeve, close it, boom, it's ready to ship out, right? Because some people are just ordering one comic. How hard is it to go, there's your rack of Isom's cover A. grab a cover A, put it in the shipping sleeve, close it, boom, you're done. How hard is that? It shouldn't be that hard. You should be able to literally do 30,000. All the orders should have literally be done within a week of fulfillment. Right? So I'm just like, my mind is fucking blown that this took so long, and he's like 3,000 behind.
And I know there's not that much like variety in terms of product.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, I know that there's like some shirts and there's some other stuff, right? But again, if everything's set up the way it's supposed to be, right, and you have your stations, it should just be boom. You should just be going through it, running through it real fast.
Running through it like a track star.
Yeah. Because what you would do is, right, so ideally in this situation, like if I was running this, I was in charge of the warehouse of Rippa. And I know this is like, people are like, man, this is stupid. Why are we discussing warehouse? But no, hear me out.
It's important to Eric. It's important to the Rippaverse.
Yeah, hear me out, Eric. Hopefully you're listening, right? If I was in charge, obviously I would get all the orders printed out, and then I would separate your single orders versus your multi orders, right? So if you have just, all these are just people who just ordered cover A. All these are just people who ordered cover B. All these are people who ordered cover C. All these are like your multi, like, oh, this one is just 3 covers, right? 3 comics, no extra shit. This one is a comic, is an A in a shirt, right? This is an A in a hat. This is a B in a hat. This is a B in a shirt, right? So it'd all be separated. So you know exactly what each one is, right? And then you go, boom, drop a pallet of A's right here by this table. You guys work through these orders. Should take you fucking 1 day, 8 hours. You should be able to get 3,000 fucking orders into packages, in the sleeves, put on a pallet, wrapped up, put on the truck, out for delivery. You're done. So I don't know.
So in your example, how many employees would you have?
How many employees? Like I said, if I was doing it, I wouldn't
working
have
during
it. It would have a 3PL if I was doing it 3PL. But if you just threw me in charge and say, hey, we have the warehouse, Tony, but I need you to manage it. At that point, I would say, hey, give me 4 employees. I need 1 guy who can work a forklift, and then just 3 package handlers. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Eric has that.
And again, what you hire is you hire seasonal work. You don't hire full-time employees. You don't need a fucking warehouse. And I told somebody, I go, if you really needed the room, you just rent.
That's a good point. Seasonal, because usually when we think of seasonal, we think of like Christmas and stuff. But another way of looking at the season would be his fulfillment cycle for his campaigns. I like that.
And someone goes, well, if you rent, then you're beholden to your landlord. I'm like, yes, you're beholden to your landlord. But your landlord can't just suddenly increase your rent, right? You don't need it 24/7. That's why you don't, make a bunch of books ahead of time. That's why you just go, this is what I need. This is what people ordered. And then I get the books and then I fulfill the shipment, right?
Yeah.
So then you need your warehouse. You take your 1 month lease, because you have to, you can't be like, I need you for 10 days, right? You have to get the 1 month or whatever, right? And then if you do have extras, or if you have people who returned it, you just buy yourself a fucking, what is it, $100 for a damn storage locker, right?
Yeah.
And there goes your extra shit. Then if you ever need, if anyone goes, hey, I need a shirt, then you send the guy down to the storage locker. Hey, go down to the storage locker, get a shirt, put it in a thing, send it out. You're fucking done.
Dude, storage lockers are so cheap. Like you are. Yeah.
Choo-Choo says warehouses, the purpose of a warehouse is a status symbol. Yeah, it's like a Rolex or a Lexus.
Well, yeah, the purpose of a warehouse is changing nowadays, apparently.
How many employees do you have? I got 4 and a warehouse. Shit.
He could probably sell tickets to visit his warehouse like he's Willy Wonka.
I bet you right now, if he was like, hey, $150, but you got to fly in yourself, and I'll give you a tour of the Rippaverse warehouse, I bet you his fans would line up. Come see where the magic happens.
They would line up, especially if they thought that the business was being threatened. Like then it would be, you know what it would be like? It would be like one of those early stretch goals where it's like,
We got to get this now before it's too late. This thing, it's like seeing like Elton John's last concert. Elton John's been going around the world for the last 3 years on his farewell concert.
Farewell tour.
Yeah, farewell tour. And I didn't know a farewell tour could take that long, but you know,
sure.
I'm glad.
He's got a lot of people to say goodbye to. Elton John's fantastic.
True. Every country. So yeah.
It's almost finished. We're going to submit that to the printer very, very soon. And then we're going right into the fall. Chuck Dixon, Joe Bennett, you're going to enjoy that book. As far as the elephant in the room, this whole lawsuit, nothing's changed. We have not been sued yet. Nobody's been served. We're having those discussions,
nothing's changed.
You've been having discussions, but nothing's changed.
Hey, look, I said this earlier to somebody. Yeah. I was like, if the negotiations were going well, he'd be a lot more happier at this point, right? He'd be like, "Hey, we're talking, and everything's everything's going. We're just working on the last I's and dotting the I's and crossing T's, but everything's going good, and we're working towards a resolution because we both understand the situation." But this definitely sounds to me like they're not backing down on this "don't use Isom" thing.
Well, they shouldn't back down, but also he started this video saying he was happy. That it made me think that there was like positive news in his favor regarding the elephant in the room, as he calls it, the fat in the room.
Rippaverse land. You can take a tour around the Rippaverse warehouse for $600 per person. Yeah, you could charge. You could be like, "Hey, do you want a Rippa pizza slice?" It's like $30 for a Rippa pizza slice, $20 for a Rippa Coke. Rippa Coke.
Oh my goodness.
He could wear the Isom thing, get your picture taken with the real Isom.
Oh yeah. I genuinely think that since the location is apparently doxed now, he should open it up to his fans, especially the ones who use that what's his membership, the max memberships and stuff, the ones who like pay like $99 a month or something like that.
The Mac Club? You're in the Mac Club.
The Mac Club. Oh,
well, here it is. I'm going to say this, and this does not mean for you to spread the information. Okay, so let's get that out of the way.
I have no other presences, so I couldn't.
No, I'm just saying for everybody else, right? For the to cover myself legally, for the legal obligation, please do not spread any information about Eric July's warehouse or his home address. But Mr. July, when registering his LLC, he decided he did not want to use a P.O. box for his location. He used both his home address and the address of his warehouse. They are public information. Okay.
Oh.
He put it out there. He put the public information out there as part of his LLCs, right? So when people are like, when he's like, they doxed me. No, they didn't dox it. They just read your filings and it's like, it's on the filings, right? I'm not saying to spread it because that is malicious, right? Doxing is malicious. There's a difference, like the phone book doesn't dox you, right? The phone book's not being malicious when they put your phone number and your address out there, right? So that's not doxing. But if you do it, like, hey, you should go visit Eric July's warehouse and steal all of his books, right? That would be malicious. And then you put the address, right? You're like, oh, I sure hope no one goes and smashes his windows, and you put the address. That's malicious. Don't do that.
Only go to the warehouse if you're either Riley or you find a golden ticket.
And again, the funniest thing that I found in this whole saga, right? Do you know who Alex Stein is?
He's a host of a conservative talk show.
Okay, Alex Stein is a host of a talk show. He's a quote-unquote comedian. He's the guy, you might know him famously as the guy who says, I like big booty Latinas, and was chasing AOC around Washington, D.C.
Okay, I knew someone did that. I did not connect those two people.
Yeah, that was Alex Stein. And remember, that was not harassment. They said that is not, she's a public figure. He's going out there. It was a joke. It's funny, right? That is not harassment. Now, Riley going, I'm going to go outside the warehouse and make a video, right? That's not a joke. Suddenly, whoa, that's not a joke. We can't joke about those things. Facing a Democrat representative of Congress and calling her a big booty Latina and stuff, right? That's funny. But saying, hey, I'm going to go shave Eric July, when knowing full well nobody is going to shave Eric July, right? That's not a joke. That's things that you can't joke about. I just find it funny how two-faced, how hypocritical these people are, right? And these are supposed to be the fun people. These are supposed to be the people that come on, the Democrats, the liberals are the uptight ones. We're the fun, conservative, right-wingers. And as soon as it gets turned around on them, suddenly it's
funny
no
how these
longer
things
fun.
get switched.
Yeah, it's no longer fun. So I don't get it, guys.
And this is something that Rekieta is struggling with now, because usually the people he's having friction with right now behave one way in regards to most things, but now they're behaving a different way. So
Eric can't take a joke. Every accusation is a confession. The conservative troll. Yeah, I think Alex Stein.
Dorian's here.
Apt description. Dorian was getting upset. He popped in yesterday. He was getting a little upset at the stupidity of the stream.
There will be a time in the future where I can actually talk about it.
See, that does that sound like a man who's having happy negotiations? Let's hear that sigh.
And there will be a time in the future where I can actually talk about it more thoroughly.
Right? That don't sound like it's going well.
It's like, oh yeah, she said yes. There'll be a time in the future when I can actually talk about it.
No, could you imagine if someone was like, my wife just told me she's pregnant?
Right.
You're like, dude, you're not happy? Like
respond. They have a
weird response you had.
It's like, okay, all right. Is it yours at least?
Body language, you're telling us this should have been edited. Just like, dude, take another take. Whoever recorded this or watched it was like, dude, you're making it seem very bad. To me, it sounds like it's not going well.
So this, I'm imagining that this format of video, he doesn't do cuts.
Nope. The other one he did. The first video he did do cuts. This format,
yeah,
which was weird. But this one, I haven't seen any cuts.
Well, maybe this is just real and raw and what people like.
Yeah. So what else you have to say?
Like I said, there's nothing to worry. And once we get to have those discussions, you'll see why. As far as when I can have it with y'all, but the parties that are involved are having the talks that need to be had.
Yeah.
And nothing's changing.
Nothing's changing except for the name of Isom.
Oh my God.
We're changing the title of the book. Don't worry.
Someone should do like a fan poll of what Isom's new name should be. Crossman.
Like I said, it is just so fucking weird. The way he's talking, the body language, everything is telling me that it's not going well.
I just realized something. The picture of Isom he has behind him, it looks like he has an orange T on his chest. He should call himself Mr. T. I think that could go over well.
You think that's not copyrighted?
I don't see any future lawsuits stemming from that. No Hulk Hogan-esque lawsuits.
Nah, I don't think Mr. T.
I mean, he would pity the fool, but
yeah, definitely not. Well, sort of nothing infringing. No. Where is this? I'm seeing something on my Discord. And I'm not sure where the hell this is coming from. Man, this is crazy. Rekieta. That's why I'm like, shit. This is.
I worry about that every day. Just like, okay, eventually he's gonna snap, He's like, it seems like he's close to snapping.
He might have. He might have. This is like I said. This is
because think about it. He's already explained himself a few times, and yet people keep coming at him with the same dumb stuff. So eventually, just for the sake of content, he's going to want to vary what he's saying, and that might lead to some unsettling truths.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to figure out where this is coming from that I'm seeing, but because it's like a post.
Now, this is your Discord or someone else's?
No, this someone just sent me on Discord.
Oh, okay.
Let me clarify before someone's like, Tony's got a secret Discord. No,
so the reason I'm asking is because I don't actually really know how Discord works. Like if it's one big social network or if it's, I was under the impression that each Discord is just for one person.
No, each Discord is for one. It's like almost like Reddit. You know, Reddit has subreddits. Yeah. It's like that. So like each Discord would be like my server. If I had one, would be like for my stuff, and I control it.
Yeah.
And then like you might have one for your stuff. Or like there might be one for like say the official Bulls Discord where you could talk about the Chicago Bulls with other Bulls fans.
Got you.
Yeah. But then you also have like because you have an account, so then like people can DM you like, hey, blah blah blah, whatever, right?
Got you. They can DM you, harass you forever, come to your YouTube channel.
Something like that. But like I said, there is a someone put some sent me some pictures from a post that Rekieta made, and I'm trying to figure out where the fuck this came from because it's in context to what we're talking about right now. And
wow.
That's why I'm like, where the hell is this fucking coming from? Maybe it's from his locals. I don't fucking know. Anyway, let's get back to Eric.
So don't worry about that. I will say this, and I guess this is somewhat serious. From that whole deal, it has been interesting, for lack of better terms, to see how other people are responding to it. People that I've had a lot of respect for as well. And look, I don't require anybody's loyalty. That's kind of corny, especially, that's not what it is that I require of anybody. But it has been interesting to see, as an example, I have to mention them because I don't want anybody to think that like there's some diss or a sneak diss. Like
you're gonna name names. He's gonna name names
with Nick Rekieta, for example, and I don't think he's nearly as impartial as he thinks of himself, and that's cool, right? He's known the other party, I think, longer than he has me, and I just wish he would just flat out say it. Instead of acting like, oh, he's so objective, mainly because there's things that just are going completely unignored as far as the context of what's been happening, as if there hasn't been people that are involved here that have worked overdrive to slander, libel, flat out lie, misrepresent this company, and even do.
I think he's making accusations against Dick and Vito.
Yeah, he's doing that, but he's also, he would call it talking down on Nick Rekieta right now.
Yeah.
He sort of sped up when he did it, but you still said the words. Like your thoughts are clear. Before this, we didn't know your thoughts. Now we have a better idea.
Yeah. Like I said, I poor Nick, poor Rankins.
Kind of this gay op stuff, and there's proof of it. I'm not just saying on one email or something. I mean, them just flat out admitting what it is that they're trying to do and contacting people or doing this weird stuff or trying to incentivize people.
Now you notice he mentioned Dick in a roundabout way, saying that Nick knows this other person longer than me, so he's clearly talking about Dick. And then he's saying that these people are doing these things, and now he's trying to lump everything together into one sort of soup, right? And with no distinction for what one person did, what Vito did, what Dick did, what Obscure Gnome did, what other people might have did, right? He's just making it seem like it's all Dick and Vito.
And egging them on to try to get in some lawfare, like acting as if that's just not a thing is very intriguing.
Again, Obscure Gnome acted on his own. He did not get the permission of anybody. Vito, I don't talk to Dick like that, but I can say that when I was making my video, and I said this before, I was making my video, I seen the email, I immediately said, hey, Vito, why is your company associated with this lawsuit that's going through? And Vito said, what the hell are you talking about, right? I said, what are you talking about, Tony? He said, well, your company, the biggest problem in the universe, is named in the lawsuit, in the email that's been sent. And he goes, well, show me, right? So then I did the thumbnail and the screenshot with the arrows, and he's like, the fuck is this? And he was confused. He was legitimately confused as to what was going on. So, I mean, either Vito's like the world's greatest actor, or he did this secret thing without telling anybody. He wouldn't even tell us behind the scenes that he was doing it, right? Like he was so fucking ninja about it. Or,
there's so many reasons why it makes no sense for Vito to be obtuse known.
Yeah.
And you get more and more reasons the more and more you think about it.
What if Eric changed the name to Isom and his followers cried that he bent the knee to the woke mob? That's what's going to happen. That's why he's avoiding really talking about it.
How are they going to spin this into woke mob?
What he's going to spin is it was all because of Dick and Vito, and we didn't, the courts are mean and they're against us. They're against black-owned businesses. They don't like when a black man steps off the plantation and do his own thing. That's what he's going to say, 100%. If he doesn't say it, everyone else is going to say it for him. That's the thing, right?
People will say it for him, and
because I've seen this before.
That seems wildly against his brand.
No, that's his brand. Remember, because his brand is I am a libertarian. I'm not a liberal. Yeah. Liberals are bad, and they're weirdos, and they're crackheads, they're crack smoking, cockroaches, and all that stuff, right? So, but people like Quartering and Geeks and Gamers, they'll definitely be. They always say this. I've heard them say this before, right? When they attack Candace Owens or something, they don't like it when a black person get off the plantation because the Democrats are racist and they just want black people to
that phrase.
They've used that phrase.
Jesus.
I'm telling you, they call it the Democrat plantation. That because Democrats are racist and they hate black people and they think black people are supposed to, be Democrat and think the way they think, right? I've heard all those people use it. They use that phrase. And so someone like that will say it, but Eric won't say it. Eric will just retweet their tweet, right? Or he'll like their tweet. Okay. So that he's giving the stamp of approval, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, I didn't say it. I don't know why you think I think that because I didn't say it. Well, obviously, if you retweeted it or if you fucking liked the tweet, you didn't say, hey, I don't agree with this. Then obviously that means you do agree with it, right?
You basically used a veto we at that point.
Yeah. You circumvented personal responsibility and let someone else do it, and then you just gave them a thumbs up.
Right? Yeah. And of course, at the same time, he would hate if anyone else actually came out and said that they face disadvantages for being black.
and here's the thing: I've 100% seen each one of them do the exact same thing, where someone says, "Hey, that guy liked a tweet by an evil SJW, so that guy's bad, right? Or that guy retweeted this guy's anti-America manifesto, right?
Yeah.
And so cancel. We don't like Wizards of the Coast anymore because that guy did a thing. What the hell's going on? Why is my fucking shit?
Yeah, they go back and forth on whether or not tweets are an endorsement or not, depending on if it fits their needs.
If it fits their narrative, it's an endorsement. If it's if it's someone they like, then it's not an endorsement. No, guys.
It was just liking a tweet. I used to hear Melanie Mack say that all the time.
Yeah, so like I said, that's what'll definitely happen. But let's go on.
Are you subscribed to all of them?
No, I'm not subscribed to none of them.
Oh, okay.
I literally people don't really understand
as to what they're up to these days.
if I'm ever curious what someone's up to, I'll just
Mhm.
type in their name and see what's going on, right?
Oh, you'll just do it like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't need them to be in my home feed, because this is how I watch
Right.
YouTube. I don't know how anyone else watches YouTube. But this is how I do it. I don't have my my histories off. Okay. And that means right now YouTube does not have any home feed recommendations. Fantastic.
Oh, wow.
So I go to my
Yeah.
subscription feed, right? And I go, who in my subscription feed has released a video? And then I just watch the videos from the people that I subscribe to, because those are the people whose videos I want to watch. And it's mostly just strange people. Like I got obviously it's just the people here that I like in this community. And like people like I got a bunch of game companies, so like Sega, Bandai, and that, right? So I don't really need to watch those. I just like, oh, what new game came out? But like, so the actual people that I watch, like Austin Eruption, I like him. He's funny. He talks about video games. Barely Sociable. Okay. Casual Geographic. He talks about animals. Channel Awesome, obviously.
Channel Awesome is still around.
Yeah. Creative Cat Productions. Fantastic. Culturescape. I do watch Don't Walk, Run Productions. He's political. Electro Boom. I know. Crazy. Final Fantasy Union. Frederick Knudsen, but he hasn't released a video in a while. Same
What's
thing
Final
with gaming.
Fantasy about? Is it just Final Fantasy news, or
It'd be like 7 facts about Final Fantasy X that you don't know, or like let's discuss the Final Fantasy evolution of knights, like just like stuff like that. Let's see, Hack the Movies. I'm subscribed to them. Heavy Spoilers. Hey, it's Vadim. He's a little political. Historic.
I
Nerd.
tried to watch Hack the Movies yesterday, but I couldn't figure out which video to start on.
Just any. Inside of Mine is good. In Your Head Wrestling. Genovi, obviously. I do John Delarose because we're cool, so I subscribe to him. John Tron, obviously.
See, I always see his videos whenever I search for new news on Isom, but I've never watched one though. But I know I've heard his name a lot.
Killer K.
And
he's funny. Funny black comedian. Killer K TV. Recommend him. Long Beach Griffey. Another funny. Matt McMuscles. Media Pastimes. Nexpo. I'm really into like those like this guy died and like let's find out what's going on. Like these weird things. Like this. Oh my God, this website's talking about killer puppets. Let's talk about this ARG. Like, I like those videos. I just sit there and watch it. I was watching like a 3-hour video on Petscop the other day. 3 hours.
Petscop, the dark game,
the fake
cartoonish game.
Yeah, but it's not real. It's like it's all like, you know, what do they call it?
I believe it blew up. I believe it blew up based on like someone's Let's Play.
No, but it's not real. It's not a real game. The Let's Play isn't real. That's part of the story.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
So that Orbital Bacon, he's got these like compilations of like Saturday morning cartoons.
Well, if you were watching Petscop stuff, you watch the Game Theory?
No, I hate that guy. He's
because they Game Theory used to be fun until he figured out the Five Nights at Freddy would make him rich. And so now every video is like, this is why this game is darker than you think. And it's like
the next Five Nights at Freddy's. Like no.
Yeah, it's like you forgot about everybody else.
Yeah. He used to be good when it was like a weird theory. He'd be like, hey, did you ever wonder why Mario has so many jobs? Like, oh yeah,
I used to love. Oh, that was a good era.
Right, but now it's like, oh, this game. Let's delve into the dark history of
I checked back in a few months, and I'm surprised that there's nothing there for me anymore.
Yeah, it used to be good. It used to be fun. Now it's just like, well, what he just goes to like the Game Theory website or the Reddit, like, oh, what are people talking about? Oh, this new game. Boom! It just takes all that info.
Yeah. How can we insert murder into this?
Yeah. Rono Gaming, he's good. He talks about movies. He analyzes them and then gives like the science. He's like, here's why the killer virus in Mimic would work. And he's like, he goes through like fucking scientific facts and why like your brain works. It's fucking great. He's got like a biology degree.
I wonder if
So
he
he's
has
not
a
like,
video on The Last of Us.
yeah, he
I
does.
do like watching. Okay.
And like I said, the man has a legitimate biology degree, and he's like a scientist, like a microbiologist, right? So it's not just some like stupid asshole like off the street going, "Here's how your
What's his
brain
name
works."
again?
No, it's Roanoke Gaming. So he's good, and really that's it. Steve Mold, I like Steve Mold, and of course, Biggest Problem and all that shit. Oh, and Townsend.
Oh yeah, I see his Last of Us TV show, the Roanoke Gaming. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my watch later list.
Yeah. I don't know why we got onto this weird thing, but yeah. So, Austin Eruption's dope. Yeah, he is. He's great, fantastic.
I asked you if you were subscribed to basically the Geeks and Gamers crew, and
you started this autistic rant.
I did, but it was good because I realized that we're not into the same things at all.
No.
Well, somewhat. Like you have some final. I care a little bit about specifically one Final Fantasy game. So
well, here's the thing with me. Like, I don't want to watch other people who discuss media because I want to form my own opinion, right? So the opinion that you guys get is 100% from me, right? It's me watching the show, me giving you what I think, not influenced by anybody. So I avoid everybody.
Yeah. Do you ever get the feeling when you're watching someone's review that person has watched other people's reviews? That frustrates the hell out of me. Yeah. It's like, well, what am I watching you for?
That's why I don't do that. Like, I want to make sure that like when I make a comparison, it's something that I'm knowledgeable about. Right? I'm not being influenced by someone else saying, "Hey, this is like that show," or "This is like this is me." Like, you get it. It's me. It might not be the best. Yeah. It might not be the most articulate, but it is 100%
confidence in yourself.
Yeah. And so I avoid everything.
Whenever I watch a review and they say something like, now I know in a lot of reviews people are saying, I'm like, nope, you lost me.
No, I don't know because you're the one you're the review I'm watching first.
Right. If it wasn't an issue for you, then don't tell me it's an issue.
Every once in a while, I'll go like after I do my review, I'm like, well, let me see what other people said. Like, I'll do that just to see how my review was afterward, but not before.
Because also, it kind of feels like stealing when they do that. It's like, okay,
it is. Well, it's like plagiarism in a way.
Yeah.
And a lot of times,
because the whole thing about a review is you kind of want to trust the reviewer.
Yeah. And for me, I get a feeling every once in a while that like people look like, oh, what are other people saying? Oh, they're saying it's an 8, so I got to make mine an 8 because if I say it's a 6, people are going to be mad at me, right? Like, because everyone else is saying it's an 8, and that's why I think you lose a lot of people because they want to be lockstep. Well, what's the current opinion? Oh, that game's good, so let me say everything's good. Like Starfield just came out, right?
Yeah,
and I think IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. And people lost their shit. IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. And people lost.
IGN doesn't do that.
They lost their shit because all the other outlets are giving it like 8s and 9s, and there's some like 10s in there. You're like, oh my god, how dare IGN give it a 7 out of 10? I'm like, dude, if they think it's a 7 out of 10 for whatever reason, right? Whatever reason it is that they come up with.
I don't care about Starfield at all, but I'm very interested in why they gave that a 7 because I know IGN for giving better scores than 7s.
Well, they said it was a little buggy. It's a typical Bethesda buggy. Because it's procedurally generated, right? You end up with situations where sometimes the world feels empty, right?
Oh.
So, like in an old game, right? You'd be like, oh, I'm going to like say Skyrim, right? You go to Riften, the town's all filled out, right? But in this, because each time you go to a world, it's procedurally generated. It's like random. So you might get something with a bunch of shit or you might get something with a little bit of shit, right? It's luck. It's RNG. So, and then
Yeah,
It's not like you can go, hey, go fly to this planet and you're gonna find the super duper gun, right? No, you're like, oh well, hopefully I get something good, right? And
can I
some
just say
people
that
like
I'm
that.
so whenever I hear that a new game is open world, I get a bad stomach in the pit of I get a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. I'm kind of tired of it. I miss storytelling. I miss linear storytelling.
Yeah, me too. Lost Eidolons. If you were into strategy games, like in the vein of a Fire Emblem, because it has permadeath, but also has a toggle. It has a toggle where you can turn off permadeath or leave it on. And it has a toggle for time limits and not time limits. I hate fucking time limits. Let me just say this right now.
Yeah.
In strategy games, do not give me fucking time limits. I fucking hate that shit because it's like, it's a strategy game. So I want to use strategy. I want to get the computer to come in and like hit it with like fucking all my archers or some shit, right? Like I want to do this shit and like, oh, I'm going to wait this turn. But when you're like, hey, you got 6 turns to finish it, they're like, oh shit, now I'm rushing. Like, oh fuck. And you just start making mistakes because you're like, fuck, I got to finish 6 turns, right? And especially when you're like, well, you get bonus XP. Like, no shit. If I finish in 5 turns, I get even more. So now I'm like, no, I want to just take my time and relax and strategize and have my army fight his army, and, you know. So I turned that toggle off. I like that. Just give me as much time as I want. Just do whatever the fuck I want. And
yeah, I pulled up the Starfield IGN YouTube review, and the dislikes are 21,000 to the likes 28,000. Yeah. So it's not a great ratio, but I'm just assuming that so many people hate IGN that they dislike everything. So I'm not sure if that's a real criticism of this review in particular.
Well, some people got mad for this particular review. The guy who reviewed it is Dan Stapleton, and Dan Stapleton said he did not agree with the Microsoft acquisition of Microsoft Activision thing, the acquisition of Activision. He said he didn't agree with it. He didn't see any point to it, and so people are like, "See, he's against Xbox, and Starfield's an Xbox game, and that's why he doesn't like it." So like now the Xbox people are all mad.
And this is
we got a super chat.
Cults of personality.
Hold on. We got a super chat for ASE Presents. You can't stop me, Eric July. I'm a violent schizophrenic, and I have clippers. Riley, CEO of Clipperverse Comics. Thank you, Riley, for the $5. Remember, Riley, go with the grain, not against it. Go with the grain. So if his hair is growing down, you shave down. Cream? No. I'm going to groom you, Eric. I'm going to groom you, Eric July. Thank you, Riley. Let's get back to this.
Looks into his eyes and says, "Thank you."
You know, that was the thing. Like, I should say this. We got a lot of men in the audience. And I know we got some younger men that watch sometimes. 100% seriously. Shave with the grain. Okay. Amen. I know traditionally we don't get told that, right? Everyone's like, "Well, just shave downward," right? But you have to know which way your hair grows. Not all people's hair grow the same direction. Some people's hair grow upward. Some people's hair grow downward. Some people's hair grows sideways. If you go against it, your hair is going to come up all fucked up when it regrows back in. So always shave with the grain. Okay. All right. Let's get back.
Don't say we never taught you anything.
And it's not just with him. And the reason
did Eric have gas right there? Look at the face.
And it's not just with him.
Yeah,
his stomach just rumbled. He ready to fart. That's a fart face. He
seems distraught.
Nah, he farted. Look at that.
It's very intriguing. And it's not just with him.
See, he did like a little shake. He farted. I'm calling it. Boom, that's a fart.
And the reason why I bring that up is because I
say the other names then.
I have way too long given people more credit than I probably should have. Okay. And what I mean by that is that
You mean
the
like
rules
your
for
editors,
engagement.
your artists, yourself,
No, he's
your
saying
rock
that
star lawyers?
I
You're giving
didn't.
them
He's
way
gonna.
too much credit.
This is when he's gonna say he didn't do nothing, and that everyone's picking on him. He's a victim, and he's now just going to go to their. He's going to their level. That's what it is. He didn't do anything. He's the victim. I don't know. He denies me again in this video. I'm shaving against the grain. Fucking right.
Oh my god. You wouldn't
And of
want
how
Eric to
they
have
view
fucked up
us
hair.
being cool is different. Like I, for example, wouldn't do something and they have no problem doing it. And so that doesn't mean that they're in the wrong when they operate the way that they do. It just means that I need to adjust because the rules have been established there. And now I'm going to do that, right? The only thing that
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like Eric July doesn't have any integrity. I do not change the way I behave based on other people's behavior, right? If I say this is the line that I will not cross, I don't cross it, even if other people cross it when they come at me, right? Because I've established for myself what I think is the moral choice, what is right, what is good. Eric July here is telling us basically, I am flexible in my morality based on what other people do to me, right? That sounds like a weak, no spine having pussy, in my opinion. But go on, Eric. Let's hear more.
require there is reciprocity. I certainly will not. I don't want to be getting hit up about stuff and somebody saying, well, you know, hey, we cool, right? We no, like it ain't all good when it's not all good.
So basically saying, hey, if you're okay with Nick and Vito and anything they did, he's not okay with it. So if you're okay with it, well, he's not cool with you now because you're okay with things that he's not okay with.
So you know what this sounds like? So when Rekieta talks about this, he alludes to people pressuring him to have certain opinions. But he says that Eric himself never actually does. But it does seem like Eric is putting pressure on some people.
Oh, we're gonna get to it. Don't worry,
Yeah.
we're gonna get to it.
And let's just be honest, there is really all. We're not going to just pretend that type of stuff away. And it's been interesting seeing people operate the way that they have, like I haven't seen it, and I have seen it, and I'm going to just.
First off,
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
yeah, he
knows
goes
if
from
you do bad
he
or
goes
good.
from I'm not paying attention to these guys. I don't care what other people do. I don't require loyalties. What you said last time, Eric. I don't. I see what you're doing, and I don't like it.
And yet,
You want
I am
access
the
to my money?
watcher.
You want access to my money and my pay pigs? You better toe the line. Kiss the ring.
Yeah.
Just start acting accordingly. But there are some people that have rocked with me that have always rocked with me. You know, the whole Friday Night Ties crew, Gary, As, you know,
Ass. Who the hell's ass?
all
Never heard of that.
Jeremy, Ryan, everybody that I know I'm missing names, and I apologize for that. That's why I didn't want to start naming names, at least there. But all the people that have been supportive, CG Crowd, everybody that's been very supportive, that have been like in the creative space. I do thoroughly appreciate everything it is that you've done, because there's been a lot of weird stuff.
What he did, he basically just rewarded those who told the line.
Yeah. You are my most loyal minions.
It's happened over the last, really for a while. It's just that it kind of crossed the line. Let's say went into a little different area as of recent.
Again, for those of you unaware, reaching out to a company to ask them questions is not illegal. Reaching out to a company to inform them that you think that someone is violating their trademark is not illegal. It doesn't matter if you like the person. Doesn't matter if you don't like the person. Doesn't matter if you're feuding with the person. It is up to the party who is informed about the trademark infringement to decide whether or not to sue, right? Now, if you go to the party who owns a trademark and you force them to sue and you hold them down, you're like, hey, make a phone call and sue, that's different, right? But no one is forcing the International School of Ministry to potentially sue Eric July, right? That is a choice they made in order to protect their trademark, which Eric July has potentially infringed upon, in their opinion. right? If you want to say snitches get stitches or you don't like snitches, that's a different story, right? But that's not illegal. That's not crossed into any sacred territory.
Recent, and I appreciate those that are just calling it for what it is. You know,
Riley says Eric July is playing moral limbo against people who don't have the same values as him. This month is going to be the ultimate free speech shittiest. I hope he shoots me. I hope he doesn't. Riley. I hope he doesn't shoot you. But I look forward to all the shenanigans that you get up to, Riley.
Yeah.
I have my videos where I've talked about this whole false flagging thing that
you false flagged Vickyverse. It's 100% confirmed. Her tweets were literally restored by Twitter because you false flagged. You used the DMCA to try to flag her because you, in your infinite wisdom, thought that piracy is a DMCA issue, and it's not. It's a piracy issue, right?
Yeah.
You can't use the DMCA flagging system because someone pirated your book. That's not how that works.
You know, it's funny watching people bring that whole deal up and act as if, well, that's why people are acting the way that they are. When
you literally flagged the Clippiverse from Riley, and you're acting like you didn't, and you're acting like Obscure Gnome, who your people flagged and got his account taken out. You're acting like he's just like, oh, you know what? This doesn't bother me at all. He's the guy who kicked everything off. Right? You flagged somebody falsely, and like you said, reciprocity, right? In his mind, he's like, well, I'm going to get even, right?
Rules for thee, but not for me.
He said shit test, not shittiest. Says hashtag #RippaVClippa. I have proof he flagged me too. Alex James used the warehouse Addy. Yeah. Now, so Riley, when he got flagged, he had to get paperwork and stuff, and the address of the warehouse is on the paperwork and stuff. So.
Oh, okay. And by the way, we're not even mentioning all the other people.
Yeah.
Who don't have anyone to speak for them.
And like I said, there is a case-by-case basis, right? I'm not going to make a blanket statement saying everybody who posted and got flagged was a false flag. I'm not going to say everybody who got posted and got flagged wasn't a false flag.
Yeah, we're not dealing with absolutes here, but you know.
Yeah. But there definitely were some people who were within fair use bounds, or at least they believed to be, right? That you flagged, that you knew that they weren't going to fight it, that you knew that they did not have the means to fight it, that you said, I can silence them if I DMCA them. And you guys did, 100%. Bottom line.
Yeah.
When not only are they lying about the instance, but this whole weird, like even with us and people trying to drive a wedge and fish for something that isn't there between
no one's trying to drive a wedge or fish for anything.
Ourselves and comic books for kids. That was
you literally charge people money. And I said this last night and people couldn't understand this. If I told you, give me $30 for a loaf of bread and I will take that loaf of bread and donate it to a homeless shelter, that is me profiting. That is not morally right. That is not morally acceptable. Right? When a company goes, hey, if you buy a product, we'll donate money to charity, I think that's scummy. You know, it might be legal, right? But I think it's scummy. A company shouldn't be like, our charity depends on how much money you spend at our company. That's fucking scummy.
Well, and here's something you have to ask yourself. Why did he choose this particular charity and go about things in this particular ways when he's not known for working with charities at all? But he did find one charity that could benefit himself first and foremost.
Well, he said Drunk 3PO is the one who told him about it. Look, I appreciate that you want to help kids, right? But if you want to help kids, then just fucking help kids, right? How hard is that to understand? Just say, hey, guys, we were blessed. We have good fans. We appreciate the support you gave us. And because of that, we're going to donate X amount of books to charity for comic books for kids, right?
And meanwhile, for me, I actually don't appreciate that he wants to help kids because I haven't seen any evidence of that. I've seen that he wants to help himself, and that if kids happen to get something out of it, then that can't be helped.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, if that was the intention, if the intention was like, I want to help kids, right?
Yeah.
Then you just go help kids. Just go help kids. Like, and if you're like,
Please,
hey
there's
guys,
so many ways.
Yeah,
there's so many ways, and you being a CEO figure with such a public presence, you should be actually doing this a lot, just for your image. Like that'll do more to stop your detractors than monetizing them.
Yeah.
You monetize detractors, you monetize the kids. Like, come on.
Like I said, I 100% do not agree with the idea that, if you spend money, then we'll give money to someone else, right? Depending on how much we make this month is how much we're going to give to charity. I think that's fucking scum. Now, it's different. I know people be like, well, what when you go to the grocery store and they're like, hey, would you like to give $1? I think that's different. Even if they're like, hey, you want to round up your change, right? Because they're like, hey, you got some change. You can give that to charity, right? It's not dependent on how much money you spent or how many groceries you bought or how many packages of cookies, right? It's totally different. And then, having the bin there and going, hey, here's a bin if you happen to decide to buy a can of beans and you want to throw it in the bin. Well, the bin's there, right? It's just easy for you to access. That's what we're doing. That's a different scenario. And again, if he wanted to, we would say, hey guys, if you want to donate books, just let me know. And we have an option. Here's the charity that we're working with. We're giving 1,000 books to this charity, right? If he would have said this, hey, we're giving 1,000 books to Comic Books for Kids. But if you want to give a book to Comic Books for Kids, right? And instead of you buying it, having it shipped to your house, and then having to ship it out to Comic Books for Kids, right? We're going to cut that process out. And we're going to just say, you just go buy the book and say, this is for Comic Books for Kids. And we'll send your order to Comic Books for Kids. And we'll send you a receipt so you can write it off on your taxes because it is your charitable donation, right? We're facilitating it, but it is your donation. That's a completely different scenario. And if he did that, I would have said, it's perfectly fine. I have no problem
There's so many ways he could have actually tried to help children that we wouldn't have had any problem with. But he chose this way, where it makes it seem as if his true priority is still himself and his company and his warehouse, of course.
Riley says so many people don't have a voice against tyrants. Extra heroes, so right? Yeah. And that's what I try to do. Like, people get mad when I say this. Like I say, I'm the voice of the voiceless, right? It is partially a joke, but partially it is the truth, right? I have a platform, even if it's small. There's some people who don't want to do this, or some people who can't handle the potential backlash. They don't want to deal with the mental stress. They just not good on the microphone, right? So that's what I'm here for, right? Yeah. I will say the things that need to be said when they need to be said. If people want to give me backlash for saying, hey, I think this is a scummy move that he did, I can take it. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. But this is my feeling, and this is the feeling of a lot of people out there, right? That this is a scummy practice, scummy behavior. I liken it to, you ever see those influencers who they take their little phone and they're like, hey guys, I'm going to go buy some Burger King for the homeless guy. And they're like, oh, look, homeless man, here's some Burger King.
I hate that so much.
That's terrible. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Dude, so you're exploiting a homeless man so you can get likes on your fucking Instagram. That's fucking shitty. Okay. I've given food to homeless people plenty of time, right? I've seen homeless people say, hey, I'm going into the Burger King. Would you like a burger? Sometimes I just go in there, buy my food, come out, and hand them a package. They didn't even ask. I just said, here you go. Here's an extra offer I bought. Right? Like one day I was like with my mom and my kid, and right, and there was a homeless guy outside. We were like Burger King, right? So I just went, and I went to the counter, and I was like, hey, let me get a couple of cheeseburgers. And I bought it, and I walked outside, and my mom's like, where'd you go? I was like, well, there's a homeless guy outside. Give him some burgers, right? She's like, well, he didn't ask for them. Oh, yeah, but he's probably hungry, right? Like, what, if he didn't want it, whatever, right? But I was like, I saw him. I thought, well, let me give him some burgers, right? I didn't go on YouTube and like, hey guys, everybody, look at this thing I did. Like, Like he'll go tweeting about it. It's like, dude, just fucking do. If you want to help somebody, do it, right?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be. Charity is not about people giving you a pat on the back for doing it. Charity is supposed to be because you think that you want to help somebody that you see is struggling. It's about them. It's not about you.
And recording them is way over the line. Like I think the farthest you should go is basically posting your receipt saying that you donated to something.
I wouldn't even go that far because
even that I don't feel great about, but I know that can also spread the word about whatever cause it is that you were donating.
But if that was the case, here's what I think. If your idea is to spread the word, right, just be like, hey guys, there's a real good charity. Here's the charity. This is the charity I would use, or this is the charity I do use when I want to give money, right? And that's it.
But don't you think there's some value in basically literally putting your money where your mouth is?
There is, but at the same time,
like,
like I said, there is value, and I understand. Like, hey, they see me give $100, maybe they'll give money, right? But at the same time, I'm like, it shouldn't matter. Like, you telling me there's a charity that you like and you like should be enough for me to go, hey, yeah, I didn't know that charity exists. Let me give money, right?
Well, I'll tell you about the most recent time I saw this, and this is a little different than what I'm actually thinking of. But so during the whole Hogwarts Legacy thing, there was this one streamer who obviously wanted to stream the game, but he was trying to avoid the backlash. So he showed his receipt that he donated to the Trevor Project, but of course they still went at him.
I think that's probably worse, right? In my opinion.
Yeah.
No, because I understand the sentiment, but this is like, well, yeah, I kicked a baby, but look, I donated a bunch of clothes to a baby shelter, so it cancels out, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
Because if you're going, hey, I agree with the fact that you shouldn't buy this game, right? But you buy it anyway. And then you're like, but I donated to the Trevor Project. You're trying to like justify, like, I'm canceling out the bad I did with the good, right? But if you're like, hey, I don't think there's a problem buying this, then don't guilt yourself into donating to the Trevor, right?
Yeah, that's what I would have preferred if you wouldn't have pretended as if this was a horrible thing you were doing in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, it was all about trying to basically stay in his audience's good graces.
All right. Riley says, this is no joke for me. It's a holy war. False prophets like Eric July have no concern when they lead good people to slaughter. And he's destroying indie comics because he's a little more better at speaking than his speds he's guiding. $2 from Riley says, the Rippaverse sucks. Charity dono. Thank you, Riley. I'll put that in the charity fund. That will be earmarked for charity. Don't worry. All right. Let's see what else. This right here, someone take a screenshot. This is a good.
Yeah,
a whole month prior to that. So they popped it off and just start. That's what I mean when I'm saying people ignore the timeline. It's like,
yeah, people ignore the timeline. You know who else ignores the timeline? Eric July, because you ignored the timeline of Dick giving Vito shit for months about the book. You've never once acknowledged that, hey, Dick was on my side at one point. Right? You just always pretend like, well, Vito didn't like it, and then Dick just started not liking it. No, he was literally like, I think you're jealous. Stop being jealous. Leave the guy alone. It's no big deal. Leave it alone. Stop making a big deal about this. Then finally, when your friends were like, well, did you read the book? And he's like, no. Well, did you read the book? They're like, no. He's like, well, I guess I better buy the book and read it so I can do a review because you want to see the review now, right? And then he was like, this book is shit. He wanted it to be good. Oh my, do you know how much Dick would have fucking lorded it over so Vito?
Happy if the book was good.
Yeah, he would have been like making fun of Vito. It would have been just one episode of him just ripping on Vito the entire time going, you remember when you told me this book was no good? His book is so fucking great. You're an idiot. You're jealous. But no, that's not what happened. He just didn't like it. And your fans, your friends couldn't handle it. And you couldn't handle it.
But
here's
the other thing. He had the opportunity to do it again, but he failed.
Yeah, with the second book
too. which I don't get that. Here's another reason why I don't think that Eric ever takes criticism. It's because have we seen any evidence that he's grown?
No.
Like Isom 2 is not better. It's just slightly different. so that it's just odds. The odds were like 50-50 that you can call this better or not. Like
I said, someone got mad at me, but I said, well, Isom 1 is like diarrhea on your carpet, and Isom 2 is like shit. Right? It's solid. They're both shit, but the solid one's just a little bit better, right? Like it's easier to clean up. Right? Like, what would you rather have? Your dog do diarrhea on the carpet or a solid poop? Probably the solid. You don't want either, right? Neither one is an ideal situation, but I'll take the solid over the diarrhea anyway. Okay.
I mean, when I'm saying people ignore the timeline, it's like ahistorical, really, in how they speak about this whole thing, where it's like, well, these guys, some of them are acting as if, well, he just had it coming. Right? It's like, nah, bro, I'm the responding agency here. And it is a one-sided thing. This isn't.
He's a responding agency. He didn't do nothing.
I know, so
he never called Dick the N-word. He never called people crackheads.
Yeah.
He never called Vito fat. He hasn't been going on Twitter implying that Vito is a pedophile. He's done none of those things, guys.
But you heard what he just said. He said it is a one-sided thing. I think he spreads this virus to his viewers where they can't have complex thoughts at all. It always has to be, look, it's this or this, and it is this.
Yeah, and again, I can't stress this enough. If you have a public Twitter where you have a shit ton of fans, you retweeting people talking shit on Dick and Vito is an endorsement of that. Right?
Yes.
You can't be like, I didn't do nothing, but except for I tweeted this video that was anti-Vito to all my fans, right? Or I tweeted a Yellow Flash talking shit about Vito, or I tweeted this other guy, or I liked a bunch of comments from my fans attacking them. And you're like, I didn't do nothing. No, you encouraged. Yeah. That's encouragement. That's saying, hey, I like that you did that. You think they're going to stop? No, they're going to do it more because you liked their tweet. You retweeted their tweet. You like their comment. If someone
else did this, Eric would rightfully call it whole shit. Because that's what it is.
But when he do it, it's okay. It's okay when I do it.
Of course. Rules for thee, but not for me.
Drama farmers would love for there to be this person versus this person when that's never been the case. It's a couple of cats don't like me. They've made it abundantly clear. And there's just been on.
No, they actually never said they didn't like you. I don't think I've ever heard Dick or Vito say, I don't like him. I heard them say, you suck and you can't take criticism and they don't like your book. I've never been like, I never heard them say, I don't like Eric Chalai as a person.
That's a weird thing. We accidentally just hit on. It's like he never mentions, like, he always makes it about him instead of the work. Where it's like, oh, well, these guys, in fact, I'm not going to say anyone's names, but I've recently encountered other people who are like that too. You talk about the comic, but they always bring it back to, well, you don't like him. Like,
you can't handle it. Jan Ong, he says, is it true that AEW fired CM Punk? Yeah, it was. We talked about it earlier. They made a public statement about it. He's gone. Gone. But yeah, like again, Dick and Vito have both said nice things about him, nice things about his company, nice things about the things he's done. They just don't like his comic book, and they don't like the way he handles the criticism, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitter. And they don't like the fact that he's going behind everyone's back and doing these, hey, don't go over there. This whisper, don't talk to Dick and Vito. If you talk to Dick and Vito, we ain't cool. If you invite this guy over there, we ain't cool. If he goes on your stream, we're not good, right?
Yeah.
And again, and here's something that people don't understand, right? Vito is a personality. He's a YouTube personality. So is Dick. They're both YouTube personalities. Other people would like to have them on their streams, and they're going to ask them about the comic book, right? So you're like, Vito's been going around to all these places talking about Isom. It's because people have asked him to come on those shows to talk about Isom, right? They go, hey, Vito, you have an issue with Isom. I like it. Could you come on the show and talk about it, right? Because it's funny and interesting, and people like that. Right? So if you want to blame someone for Vito making an appearance on a show, blame the show host for having him. He's the one who had him. Vito did not like force this guy to be like, you better put me on your show so I can shit talk Eric July. Right? No, that's not what happened. Let's go on. We got a couple more minutes, then we got to go over this huge fucking Rekieta post.
Onslaught coming from that side, and me, I don't even know these cats.
He was really struggling to get that out, huh?
That's like that, and that's just all that it is. Just call it for what it is.
He said, "I don't know them cats like that," but remember the other video? He's been monitoring this for months. He's got receipts.
Yeah.
All I ask. Either way, seeing that, I'm learning a lot about people, and it's been interesting nonetheless. But it's been both positive, been mostly positive, been more positive than there has been. Yeah, there may be some disappointments here, but it's been more positive.
He's disappointed in you, Nick.
Oh, he's disappointed. You wouldn't want to disappoint me now, would you?
No.
Positive than there has been like negative, and I want to be clear on that. A lot of people have again rocked with me and gone out of their way to
harass Dick and Vito. Yes, we know.
Show their support for the Rippaverse, and like
by harassing Dick and Vito. Got it.
I said, I'm not contacting these guys asking for that. This is something that they.
No, you're implying that you know, again, when you like the tweets, when you're saying, hey, if you don't do this, you don't rock with me. If you're rocking with them, you don't rock with me. They know what you want.
Yeah.
We know how the game is played. I'm so fucking tired of this bullshit.
You
like,
trained
we all
these
fucking know. You know, this is the whole. I didn't tell anybody to go bust up the guy's windows. All I said was it would be a real shame that guy's windows got busted. Just a real shame. Yeah. He would really hate it, and I would feel really bad if somebody went to his house and busted his windows. I'm just saying, you know, we understand. We understand the game. We're not fucking stupid. I'm not 3, right? I understand how the game is played. So just, you know, you shouldn't even say this.
Let's hope he never faces a conspiracy charge.
Let's hope he never faces a fucking prosecutor. It's like, I am from the school of Tony. I know I talk exactly like Tony. You get someone like me to prosecute you on the stand, you'll be a blubbering mess. We seen what happened yesterday, and that's without the court holding you accountable. Right?
He got out of that gang in time.
I'm just saying, because I would, if he was on the stand, I would fucking tear him up. Right? I would tear him up. It would be fucking fun.
Whenever someone says that the ministry has a weak case, I just think to myself, I'm like, even I could build a strong case based on the evidence so far. So I'm sure actual lawyers could do a decent job at this. So yeah,
doing their own, and I'm very appreciative of that. So shout out to those.
I would just get them on the stand. I'd be like, Mr. July, did you try to trademark Rippaverse? Yes, Your Honor, I did. Mr. July, well, in that case, why didn't you not try to trademark Isom? I didn't want to. You didn't want to. You didn't ever bother looking into the Isom trademark? Well, you can't trademark a name, so you didn't ever bother looking into it. So you didn't want to trademark.
Is his lawyer Sturgis?
Right? It's just so easy. Just like, oh, so you looked into it. Either you looked into it, Mr. July, and you knew that someone else had the trademark and you used it anyway, or you didn't bother looking into it, so you didn't care about the trademark, and you didn't care if anyone had it, right? You didn't even concern yourself enough to wonder if someone else had that trademark. Very interesting, Mr. July. Thank you.
Gay out.
Gay. That's all he said. Gay ups. That lawyer is a gay up. You a Dick and Vito fan. That's what it is.
He thinks that's the same as I plead the fifth.
I plead the gay up, Your Honor.
All right, well.
I just imagine he's going to be dragged away, right? I would have got away with it, too, if it wasn't for that damn Dick and Vito.
Yeah.
Damn obscure gnome.
Well, no. Remember, he never says Dick's name, so he'll sound even more deranged when he's being
fucking Buster Baxter.
No,
What's wrong with you, sir? Are you delusional?
The
What
rabbit.
does the Arthur cartoon
Beware
have
the
to
rabbit.
We're almost there. Let's get through this shit. We got
those guys. Shout out to the customers, the supporters of the Rippaverse, people that rock with the Rippaverse. I can't say enough how much I appreciate you guys. You have changed lives here, and my employees have no issues mentioning that because they love working here. They love what it is that we stand for. They love that they can be themselves and work for a company that doesn't hate them and their guts. And I'm fair to them. I make sure they're taken care of financially. And that's really what this company stands for. Yes, there's the creative aspect. We have the Rippaverse code of ethics, but there's also some economic changes that I saw definitely for art and entertainment industries that I wanted to be a part of the solution as opposed to
he's providing a solution to entertainment to their
just griping about.
I mean, he's not competing with Marvel and DC, and he's not going against them, right? Remember, that's what he said. So what would there be a solution? Why do you need a solution if there's not a problem? Right? Very curious, Mr. July.
About it all the time. So we've been in a position to correct those issues, and I'm thankful. And so is everybody that works for the company. So thank you guys. I'm feeling great coming out of this whole deal. And it does feel good that things are starting to calm down just a little bit. We're getting more staff, and then I'll be able to do videos like this more often. I'll get back to the creative stuff, which is where I am most useful to this company, doing the business and the creative elements. That's what this is about. So thank you all so much for your continued support.
All right. Before we take a look at Mr. Rekieta's post, I want to take a quick swing over to Wikipedia. This is Wikipedia. Strategic lawsuit against public participation. SLAP.
Yes,
SLAP
this is something I had to recently learn about because of all the drama.
Because people are like, what are you talking about? Why? Okay, so a strategic lawsuit against public participation, also known as a SLAP suit or intimidation lawsuits, or strategic litigation against public participation, are lawsuits intended to censor, intimidate, and silence critics by burdening them with the cost of a legal defense until they abandon their criticism or opposition. What this is saying is basically, if I said Disney sucks, Disney's a terrible company, I don't like Disney, so Disney sues me, knowing they don't have a case, right?
Yes.
But knowing that if they take me to court, I would lose all my money, go broke, and not be able to continue calling them out on their bullshit, right? That's what a SLAP suit is. Okay.
Yes.
Now, there are a lot of states in the U.S. who have anti-SLAP laws, right? Basically saying if you try to do this, right, you can be basically uno reverso. Okay. It'll be like, oh, you wanted to bankrupt them so they can't criticize you. Guess what? Now you're going to pay them a bunch of money. Now you just gave them a bunch of money. Yeah. So there it is.
So I'm thinking that the might makes right in this situation. You're going to be surprised.
Yeah. So if you think, oh, well, Eric just has more money, he'll just drain their coffers. Yeah, that's could be an issue.
I was worried about that at one point. I was like, okay, we've already seen this guy basically use his power to do similar things. And we know that he spends his money in non-optimal ways. That's going to be the euphemism I use. So yeah, I was worried. I was like, okay, well, yeah, he's going to use the money because he also set it up as if he's going to do a crowdfunder and get more money from his supporters, another euphemism, to basically do this malicious lawsuit. So I'm glad that there's help for David versus Goliath.
Yeah, because there were cases that set precedent that basically companies were using their money in order to silence legit criticism, right, with frivolous lawsuits. And again, that's why I said right now, as of right now, there is no legitimate reason for Aaron July to sue Dick and Vito, right? They've criticized his book. They've criticized his company, his business. They've done nothing that has breached any sort of legal wrong, right? They didn't trespass. They didn't harass. They haven't done any of that. So there's no reason to sue them. There's no tortious interference. That's a word that a lot of Rippa fans have learned recently, and they've been throwing it around. No, there's no tortious interference. They did not prevent Eric July from doing business with anybody. That's what tortious interference is, right? It's about a business relationship between two parties and you involving yourself in between that in order to stop the business relationship from going forward, continuing, or happening, right? Obviously, again, I am speaking in layman's speak, right? This is not 100% letter of the law. I'm saying it in a way where you can understand it. Because if I did say it letter of the law style, I would lose like half of you just in the first paragraph, and then the other half would be lost by the end of it, right? So I'm just trying to keep it so we can all be on the same page.
They wake up like, was I listening to something earlier?
Yeah. All right. So with that said, let's go take a look at Nick Rekieta and his reaction to all of this. Where is it? This is from his locals. Locals. Whatever the hell that is. Luster's all excited. And Eric's recent videos are perfect evidence against himself. Remember, he said he was going to move in silence. Yeah. His videos are slightly, I would say they're borderline slanderous. They're right there.
I see them as sort of basically like implicit threats. Like he drops it in and then he tries to move past it and make himself seem like the victim again before you notice it. But
Akika Kama says, doesn't this podcast remind you of Denzel and Chet? I don't know who those guys are, but they sound like awesome individuals.
Wait, hold on. Does Denzel Washington have a podcast with Tom Hanks' son? I listened to that.
You do kind of remind me of Chet Hanks.
I don't know enough about Chet Hanks to know what that means.
Well, I'm obviously the Denzel of the group. Is that what I'm saying? The more famous, better looking, more sophisticated.
I almost just cursed you out just now.
All right. This is from Rekieta Law. It says, my channel is under attack. This is a joke. Okay. So his channel's not under attack, but he's got your attention.
Yeah.
He said, since the world has gone intentionally retarded, I wanted to say a few things. First, I will always defend speech, even when the speaker is indefensible. This is something I figured everyone would understand about me by now, but some people seem to not know. Second, I will talk to people with whom I vehemently disagree and will often do it cordially. I will sometimes not be cordial. These people are not my associates in any capacity, but I don't stomp around the internet having a goddamn bitch fit because someone might be on the same show, and sometimes I will invite those people on if it's useful. Third, despite his protestations to the contrary, Josh Moon has misrepresented our conversations in the very way I was suggesting to him that he misunderstood things. This makes me sad, but I don't hold malice towards him. I've said my piece on it and won't belabor it further. For those of you who don't know, Josh Moon is the real name of an individual known as Null. Null is the operator, administrator, owner of Kiwi Farms.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. He's been having a regular one over Rekieta and Dick and Vito the last couple of days. Fourth, everyone is free to draw their own conclusions about anyone I talk to. Some very nasty things have been said about people I do care about. I humbly suggest they are not correct. Fifth, I don't back down. even when it's popular or under community pressure. I will not do so, even when other creators imply that I should. No one is bigger than my ego or sense of justice, and I will do solo shows to 0 viewers rather than capitulate to tribalism or cowardice or grifting. Bravo. Bravo.
No green eggs and ham for me.
6, anyone who puts me on a list for not jerking off to some creator or their product can get fucked. You know who you are, and you are the biggest fucking pussy on the planet. When you get exposed for it, it will be embarrassing.
Wow.
7th,
And
my
I'm very,
principles.
very interested in that list.
Yeah. My principles on these stances have been fundamental and consistent for years beyond being on YouTube. It makes me sad to see colleagues whom I thought believed this fall short of these principles. Finally, if any of these are unacceptable to you, that is for you to determine, not me. I fully appreciate the support of this community and love the opportunity to be crass, but good-natured asshole. See you soon. Peace, peace. I agree. Nothing here is egregious. I agree with Nick Rekieta's stance. And obviously...
Yeah, he's just trying to be a good guy.
Yeah. You know, he has friends. If you don't like the friends he has...
to the pressure. Yeah.
Akikuman says Denzel was a fat black guy from the Deck Show, and he made his own podcast with his friend, another you know what. It was entertaining enough, but they always had a chip on their shoulder about being a you know what, and then they got mad that TDS fans weren't giving them tons of money and quit.
Oh, okay. Well, there's no Denzel Washington and Chet Hanks.
He says you guys are fine. Keep working on your stuff and improve. You know what's funny? Because this is like the second or third person. I love Extra Hero. No, this is not like to throw him under the bus. But he's not my sidekick. He's not my co-host. He came on. It was fine. I appreciate him. He's a great guy. But Finbar is my audio soulmate. He's my co-host. Extra Hero is just filling in.
Yeah.
He's just a guest host. He's got his own thing going.
Yep.
All right. So I think that's all the Air July stuff for today. If you came here for Air July, we're done. It's been 3 hours. I think we're just going to move on real quick to the PlayStation stuff and then just call it a night. Really, do the polls and get out of here. So in the US, the new pricing is going to look like this for the PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Plus Essential 12-month membership, $79.99, up from $59.99, so $20 increase. PlayStation Plus Extra is $134, up from $99.99, so that's a $35 increase, something like that. PlayStation Plus Premium, $159.99, up from $119, so it's like a $40 increase. That's kind of ridiculous. That's the one I have right now, is the PlayStation Plus Premium.
If you want a pro tip from one of my old jobs, wait for the holidays to come around and buy the discounted membership gift cards.
Well, you don't even have to do that because they have the discounted, like you can buy it in the store at a discount.
Okay, just all year round?
No, at the holiday time, I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't have to buy the card necessarily. You could just go into the store, PlayStation Store, and where it says to buy the PlayStation Plus, it'll be like, now it's on sale for half price for the holiday. You can just buy it.
Oh, we were using two different definitions of store. I was thinking brick and mortar. You were thinking PlayStation Store. Both work though.
He says, a good show. There's a big gap in a drama shitposting community. I hope you continue covering. I will. That's my plan. I'm going to be covering a lot of weird shitposty stuff. Because like I said, I like talking shit and I like punching down. It's fantastic to put a retard in his place. So that's what I would be doing. So the other things we were going to cover, and like I said, the show is going to take a sort of different approach going forward. As you can see, the title of this episode is what? Time for a Reboot. So we were at before this reading articles, and we're going to get away from that. Now we're going to be like, here's an article if you want to read it later on your own. But here's the summary, right? Here's the gist of it, right? And so that's how we're going to be, handling things going forward. We're just going to be like, hey, Variety wrote an article about SAG-AFTRA looking for approval against video game companies to strike. Here's our thoughts on it, right? Here's the summary, here's the gist of it, and here's our thoughts. And that's how we're going to be going forward with the show. But right now, because we took this weird, it was like 45 minutes at the beginning talking about that crazy guy. I don't know how that happened. Honestly, I looked, I was like, oh shit, I've been talking for like 40 minutes. So, but we'll take a look at the weekly polls. And like I said, then we'll just go ahead and get on here. Because our community is the best. Don't forget, we do now have a Patreon. And once again, it is what is it, 99 cents? Something like that? Let me take a look. I'll pull it up. It is it's 3 tiers. There's $1. It's your tadpole tier. You get access to exclusive Patreon polls and ratings. For $20, that's your frog tier. And you get everything the tadpole tier offers. Plus, you can have me review one game, comic, movie, book, or TV show of your choice. Okay. And then for $25, that's the Frog King tier. You get everything from the previous tiers. Plus, you can join us on a panel once a month. So there you go. So if you ever want to...
Did you say that games were included in that $20 tier?
Games are included. So, like I said, obviously, there are some caveats. You can't be like, hey, here's $20. Go review Stadium games, and I want that on original hardware because it's like a little expensive, right? But if you're like, hey, could you review Starfield, right? Now go out and get Starfield, and I'll review it, right? And it's not going to be like tomorrow. Like you're not going to give me $20 today, and then tomorrow you have your. You got to give me time, right? It'll be like, say, 9 days. It'd be like a 9-day turnaround. Maybe sooner, but 9 days will be the max. If I go over
Sir,
9 days,
you know how much below minimum wage that is?
It's terrible.
9 days of work.
No, it's not 9 days of work, but it's just 9 days. Like within 9 days, I'll have it done. It might be 3 days of work. It might be 4 days. I'm just saying that
I've reviewed Starfield sooner.
Like I said, that's just a general time frame, right? Obviously, if it's a game like Starfield, it'll be longer. You'll be like, oh, you gotta give me like 2 weeks to do that so I can play it. But I'm playing games already. I'm watching TV, right? So if there's something specific, like I could just turn my habits off and like, okay, I'll stop playing Lost Eidolons and I'll play whatever it is you want me to review.
Leisure Suit Larry or something.
If that's what you want, $20, it's there. Like I said, and right now there's a poll on there asking what to stream in September. So if you're the only one who jumps on this, right, for $1, you can decide what game I'm going to stream starting next month. The choices are Gotham Knights, Disaster Report 4, The Forest, Sea of Stars, or The Big Con. So they're your 5 choices, right? So if you want to see me play one of these over any of the others, now's your chance to jump on this bad boy. And then, like I said, I'm probably going to do exclusive Patreon writings. Not probably, I'm going to, right? So it might be just what I think about cloud gaming or what I think about a show. I might just do reviews like, hey, I just want to talk about this show. I want to talk about my favorite fucking cartoon from the 80s, right? Hey, you guys remember Denver the Lost Dinosaur? Let me talk to you about Denver the Lost Dinosaur. And don't laugh, because we sung on this show like 2 years ago. We were watching old 80s cartoon theme songs, and we're out here, grown men out here singing the Denver the Lost Dinosaur, the Last Dinosaur song as we watched the thing. We got flagged for that, but still, it was worth it. It was worth.
Yeah, I can imagine that'd be fun. I wouldn't know about Denver, but I don't know. Move forward a few years, I'll be right there with you.
So there's that. Like I said, if you want to support us, I appreciate the support either way. All the content on YouTube will always be free, whether you want to be a member or just want to be a watcher. I'm never going to have exclusive videos. That is a thing that I'm 100% against. Right? I might
against your Rippaverse code of ethics, huh?
It's against my code of ethics, right? To lock any of my content behind anything. I won't have early access. I know that's not as bad, but I think because of what we cover and how we cover things, like if I put something behind early access, it wouldn't be fair for certain people to like, oh, now they know this before other people, right? Because then they're going to make videos on it, and it'll just bite me in the ass anyway, right? So it's no point in doing that. Because for $1,
shots fired at Dick and Vito.
No, because Dick and Vito,
the biggest problem in the world.
It's a different kind of show, right? Because like I said, because of what we talk about here and how I do certain things. Like if I were to do like a in-depth expose of Eric July, right? Let's say, for instance, and then I put it early access for $1, someone could watch it and then run out and make the exact same video before it hits public YouTube, right? And then I would be screwed because then when my video does hit public YouTube, then it'd be like, oh, well, that's the exact same video that this guy did, right?
How dare you suggest that you have any potentially spiteful viewers who would do such a thing?
Well, it's not even spiteful viewers. I've covered enough topics that I've seen other people then make videos and covering and get more coverage for. So I'm not even going to take the chance on that kind of shit. So
you are against piracy and plagiarism.
I am.
It's been stated.
All right. With that said, let's take a look at the weekly polls. The YouTube polls are not going away, so don't think because I got Patreon now that I'm gonna, no. The YouTube 3 days a week polls, and then the Ask Us Anything. So it's always gonna be here. Also, Wrestle Quest is a fucking buggy mess on the PS5, right? Lots of people are complaining about this. Game is freezing. The saves are messing up. It's not saving correctly, so it's reloading you to old areas, or it's removing items from your inventory. Freezing, like I said, not being able to move forward in the gameplay. It is a decent game. I wouldn't say it's great, but if you like wrestling and you like old school RPGs, it's a decent enough game. You're like, oh, it's interesting enough. You're like, oh, I could play it. It has problems. It's got some pacing issues. It is like Rippaverse. It's like Isom, where you get one perspective and then it jolts you over to another, and that kind of brings you out of the story because you never get a chance to really connect with the characters before you've moved over to some other characters, right? Without spoiling anything. So it is kind of like I was just getting into these guys, and then boom, it's like eventually you kind of merge stories, but it is so far in the future that getting there is kind of a slog. But I can't even get to there because my game is frozen on the PS5. So I definitely, if you're going to get it, don't get it on the PS5 or wait until you've seen some patches or something come out. All right. 5 days
Can
ago.
I say something quick? One of the comments I see, Aki Kama says, I've been banned off Twitter and stuff and kind of just don't care to participate in chatting or anything like that these days. I thought when Elon bought it that there's a process to get your Twitter accounts back. Is that wrong?
There is, but it's still a process. And some people are just like, fuck it. Right?
Okay.
I get that. I get that sentiment. Like sometimes it's principle. Like I have a strike on my channel and I can literally just click through a couple of things and get it off. But the principle is that I didn't do anything wrong, and so I'm not going to do that, right? Because I literally did nothing wrong. I literally showed somebody's tweet that was talking about something, and they DMCA'd me, and they gave me a strike on my channel. And I'm like, that's a public tweet. How can you give me a strike by highlighting someone else's tweet, right? And saying I'm showing information. No, I was reporting on something that someone else did. That is not DMCA. But
now, wouldn't you say that? So having a certain number of strikes could lead to your channel being permanently banned, right?
3 strikes and you're out.
So the responsible thing to do would be get rid of that strike.
Yes, it would. But the principle
principles.
The principal thing would be to not get rid of the strike.
Yeah, but the corporation doesn't care about your principle.
I know. I've had this conversation with other people like, dude, just do it. Just like, what do you do? I'm like, no, I can't do it. Anyway, all right.
Well, you should do it because look, you're doing a universe. You're doing a new 52 for your channel.
I'm rebooting.
So that'll be something from the old universe. No one will care about it anymore.
BP says, sad Wrestle Quest is a mess. It is, because I was playing it. I was having fun with it. And like I said, it is interesting. It's got some neat little mechanics. But then, boom, it froze. I was like, okay, well, it froze once. And I just started playing it, and then it froze again in the same spot. Just kept freezing. This became unplayable. I was like, fuck. And like I always do, like when something bugs out in the game, I always check the internet and like, oh, is anyone else having this issue? And I was like, oh shit, a bunch of people are having it. I'm like, fuck. And I tried to return it, right? Here's what fucked up. Here's what really pissed me off, because I tried to return it, right? I went through the process on the PlayStation Store to return digital purchases.
Mm-hmm.
And they go through the whole thing and they're like, well, you can't return it because you've played it too long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, because I was enjoying it, because I was liking it, and then it froze and I can't play it anymore. It is literally a bug that the developers know, right? The developers know this is an issue and it's unplayable. It cannot play past this point. So.
Yeah, I hate running into sort of basically robotic things where it's like, okay, but there's nuance to this though. Like,
well, it wasn't even a robot; it was a person. They're like, "Well, sorry, sir." I understand. I'm like, I even put it.
That happened to me with DoorDash.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not happy. It's like I understand, but I am not happy with this. I said I literally have 400. I say I have 400 plus games that I've bought from Sony through the fucking digital store. Right? I said I have not returned a single one. The one time that I need to return a fucking game, you're gonna give me this shit, right? I was like, I understand.
Yeah, I hate that,
but I'm not happy
because this is the moment where it makes sense to have human employees who understand human concepts like this.
Well, they did. They understand.
It's no good if your humans still act like robots.
Well, I understand that there's corporate. Like corporate told us, like if you play the game over 15 hours or whatever it is, right? I get it. But there should be, like you said, there should be, hey, let me contact somebody. Let me contact a manager and we'll override this, right?
Yeah.
But whatever.
Could you explain Akikama's latest comment? Good show. There's a big gap in the drama shit posting community. I hope you continue covering it. What is drama shit posting community?
Vito, Dick.
Okay.
TV Farms, shit posters. Us. All right. 5 days ago, I said Dynablaster was just announced for the Atari VCS. Are you excited? Choices were yes or no. It's Amico or nothing. 74% matches the amount of votes we had, which were 74. Said no. It's Amico or nothing. So this is funny because Dynablasters was supposed to be an exclusive Amico game. Then it became a multi-platform game, but exclusive features on the Amico. Now it is on the Atari VCS, which the Amico CEO said was never even coming out because it was a scam. The Atari VCS came out. It's going to get Dynablaster. Meanwhile, the Intellivision Amico still MIA. All right. I said, would you pay to watch low-level YouTubers box? I'm trying to get people to fight each other. 118 votes. 22% said yes. 75% said no. 3% said sign me up. So I got 3% of 118. So at least, was it like five people are willing to box each other for my amusement? Sounds good.
I just assumed when you posted the question that you were talking about you and Eric.
Well, I'm
No,
low
I
level.
wouldn't.
I don't think Eric July qualifies as low level. I would think he's like mid level, right? I'm not even low level. I'm like way below low level. I don't even have a level yet.
The scheme of YouTubers, and I would say Eric is low level or mid level, or well, no, I'd say low level. If we're talking about the scheme of wider YouTubers, he's not even close.
Yeah, I'm just talking about like subscriber count. So, which is weird, right? Because you could have like a sewing YouTuber that has like 1 million subs, like no one knows who this person is, but like they fucking dominate the sewing sphere on YouTube, right?
Yes.
All right. 3 days ago, should Tony get new panel members or do solo streams? 40% of you, the 90 votes, 40% of you said Tony needs help. 12% believe in me, say you can do it solo. And 48% said, why not both? Why not both? So I think that's what we're going to do.
I just ignored the question.
I think some shows I might be solo, and some shows I might have help. I'm going to see if I can get people to like, hey, I'm doing a show today. Would you want to get on? Type deal, but not a permanent.
Some shows you might be the Last Jedi.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm not going to have like a permanent other than Finbar, who's my permanent guy. But other than that, for the rest of the live streams, it'll kind of be like a rotating cast or maybe nobody, right?
So tell me, are you upping the number of live streams you're doing, or has it always been like this?
No, we're upping it. We're upping it to it's gonna be, I think, I want to say 4 times a week plus Saturday. So
okay. Have you found more content that you wanted to talk about that you weren't able to talk about in the time you had allotted before?
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about retarded people.
Oh, okay.
Not like literally retarded people, but like people who act retarded on the internet.
Is this considered shit posting as well?
Yeah. Like I said, it's going to be called the Punching Down Podcast. And I'm just going to pick on a bunch of smaller YouTubers. Right? And so the bigger I get, the more subscribers I get, that means the more people that are going to be below.
The wider the net.
Yeah, the wider the net. I'm like, oh, you want to draw? You look at your shitty drawing, Mr. 2 subscriber channel. We're just going to fucking go in on them. I think that's going to
amazing.
Really get the numbers up.
Find someone doing
oh, what, you're 6 and you think you're going to sing songs on YouTube? Fuck you.
Oh my God.
You know, bad karaoke. Fucking, we're just going to just punching down the whole time.
So my YouTube usage is mostly up and coming musicians. So I come across a lot of bad karaoke. No, I come across a lot of diamonds in the rough, but I have to sift through a lot.
Well, like I said, you keep the diamonds, and we're gonna get all the little shit balls and just make fun of them. No, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Could be against terms of service, but I'm not sure.
It feels like it might be harassment. I'm not sure. No,
I mean you're doing valid critique. I'll say
I'm doing the Lord's work.
Presumably, you'll be doing valid critique.
Lord's work. What the fuck are you doing, wasting everybody's time on YouTube? Go get a real job, right? That's what I'm gonna be doing. Obviously, I'm semi joking. But we'll see. Like I said, there's plenty of people that need to be called out.
Stay tuned.
I think for me, personally, I think I'm at best my most entertaining when I'm calling other people out for their stupid behavior, because it allows me this flexibility to say all these great euphemisms and to make all these great metaphors and similes and
Oh no,
illustrative
those are
points.
reaches. Those
Yeah,
are
and reaches. Yeah, I'll make lots of reaches. I'll reach so far. I reach all the way around. I am great. The reach around is my special move. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I will do that. I'll give you all a good reach around, and we'll all be happy afterward. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're like I said, we're going to be covering people. We're going to be going in. I love investigating things and looking into things and getting information and pulling things out that people don't know about. Like a lot of people don't know about the Melanie Mac going on UK TV to talk about sexism in gaming. Bet you didn't know that one.
Was that the video you did before, or is this something else?
It's part of the video, but that video itself has been scrubbed from the internet. So they don't know that she was actually on UK TV complaining about the lack of women in esports. You know, Melanie Mac, who says there's no sexism in gaming, who says, all this shit. She was on the other side. So it's interesting when you highlight
that's
these things,
why
right?
That's why I struggle with her. I don't struggle that much, but I know that she used to be someone different, and I don't know. Whenever I see that, I still sort of care about who they used to be in case that's who they truly are now still. But I don't know.
Like I said, for me, I have no issue with people going, hey, I've changed as a person. I used to be like this, and I'm like this now. That is 100%. I commend anyone who has personal growth. That is awesome, right? What I don't like is grifters who used to be one way, then hide all of that, delete all their videos, and now suddenly they're another way, and then they pretend like they never were the first way, right? That's the problem I have. Like, you can't go from going, oh my God, this new Tomb Raider game is the fucking greatest game ever. They really understand Lara Croft, and they really get what Tomb Raider is all about. And then 2 years later is going, those new Tomb Raider games suck. They're terrible. They hate you. They don't like women. They don't like sexy women, and they hate you, and they think that you're a incel. And that's why you shouldn't buy those Tomb Raider games. I'm like, what? Are you different? Did they like kidnap the real Melanie Mac and like replace you with a fucking robot? What the fuck's going on?
Whenever someone changes like that, I always have to ask, did you forget?
Did I wake up in a different multiverse? Is that what it is? I fucked up. I'm in the Melanie Mac hates Tomb Raider universe. Fuck, this is the wrong one.
Right.
It's fucking Mandela effect. What's going on here? I could have swore you thought it was a great game. So, but I really enjoy that. I really love digging in and finding these things out. Like, it's a recent thing. The Quartering is going around telling people he has his own roasters. He has his own roasters, guys. Despite the fact that he literally drop ships from Mill Creek Roasting, from a female-owned LGBTQAAIP plus supporting company that slaps his label on, and he's trying to pretend like that's not the case when it's 100% is the case. He literally showed off his quote-unquote roasters, and then people took pictures from the Mill Creek roasters, and they go, these are the same people. Look at them. They have the same tattoos. They have the same equipment. The facilities, these are the same fucking people, and you're trying to pretend it's not. And your fans are so fucking
Did you
dumb.
forget? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird when the fans defend it, where it's like, all right, it makes you lose hope.
Because here's the thing, right? Like, again, it's not like, hey, I'm going at someone for their opinion, right? Like, oh, he's got a bad opinion. No, I'm literally going, this guy's lying to you about where you're getting your coffee from, and you're defending his lies so you can buy the coffee and feel good about yourself, right?
Yeah.
Instead of going, hey, this guy is using us. This guy is literally lying to us to make money off of us. We should be upset. He is, we don't want woke, right? You don't want woke. But he's literally taking your money and giving it to fucking woke people, and you're like, that's fine. I don't see a problem with that.
And this is the problem, and they don't like the word,
But this is the problem when grifters make you buy stuff based on the culture war.
Yeah. And
They
that is
make you compromise your own
principles.
integrity. Yeah, all that.
And like I said, that is literally the definition of a grifter, right?
Yeah.
So, but again, we'll be covering all of that. We're going to be going deep in, and I'm going to say lots of controversial things, and I'm going to say lots of things that people might not like. But I'm going to be consistent in that, and of course, I'm going to be always entertaining, funny, shit posting, and we'll see how it goes. That is the plan going forward. Hopefully, you guys will come along on the journey. You guys are the core audience. The 10 of you watching, the couple of you that are going to come back on the replay, that's always been here. You are the guys. You're the reason why I do this. It's nice when other people show up to a stream or to a video and it's new faces. That's always nice. I love it. But you are the guys that supported me from day one, right? And you are the guys that I really care whether or not you watch. I'm going to be honest. Right? If Beefy stops supporting me, I think that might be a problem. I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up somewhere. I've lost the originals, right? And I think that's what a lot of people miss or they don't realize, right? Like, if you lose your originals, if you lose those early adopters, those early supporters, and you done fucked up somewhere, right? If you're no longer with you, they're not ride or die. See, look, Beefy says I was there for the first interview. Thanks, Beefy. Thanks.
Oh, I can't wait to say I liked Tony before he was cool.
Well, you're too late for that. I've always been cool. Just hadn't been recognized. You were here before I was recognized. I've always been cool.
There you go.
But all right, I appreciate you guys. I love you.
Before Tony went mainstream.
Yeah. Before he sold out. It's like fucking Metallica. I'm gonna be the Metallica of YouTubers. Remember when Tony was fucking hardcore? Now he's selling out. It's gonna be me. But anyway, like I said, I love you guys. I appreciate
it. All start once you get your G Fuel code.
Yeah. When you see me hawking ball shavers, then you know, oh shit, there's a problem. When I'm like, hey guys, play Raid Shadow Legend. Use
no joke. I genuinely thought that you were gonna start when you were talking about shaving against the grain. This is what YouTube has done to my mind. I thought that you might go into something like an ad for that thing.
You know, you shouldn't shave against the grain. That's why you should use the Manscaped ball trimmer. It hugs the contours of each and every one of your nuts. And that way you get a close, clean, and healthy shave. Ladies appreciate a nice, easy breezy pair of balls. Manscaped. Not a sponsor. But no, like when you see me start doing shit like Raid Shadow Legends, I will never. Unless they pull up with a dump truck, then I'll be like, guys, if they pulled up with a dump truck full of money, and I'd be an idiot to say no. But unless that happens, right? If they're like, hey, we'll give you like $500 to do a raid shop, I'm like, fuck you. Your game sucks. It's a fucking loot box money grab. It's everything I'm against, right?
Yeah.
But Factor, if you want to sponsor me, I love your meals. I bought some Factor meals from the store. They're fantastic. Boom. They're filling too. Like, I'm a big guy, and I'll eat one of those, and I'm good. So, if Factor wants,
like the deluxe banquet meals, they come in the black box.
Yeah, if they want to sponsor me, I'm I use the product. I endorse it fully. But you're not going to see me like talking about shit that I don't use or like games that are obviously cash grabs or whatever.
We'll see when Raid comes a calling.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because Raid even got veto.
That's true. Raid gets a lot of people, but I mean, like I said, when they come with a dump truck full of money.
I mean,
you can just point to this. Like, remember when you said like dump truck?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna Melanie Mac you, man. We'll also be like, well, you used to
be cool, man. Remember when you hated Raid Shadow Legends? Now you're out there. Promo code Tony TGG. You get it. 500 gems.
How much you love the champions and stuff.
Yeah, the new champion frog. Remember that? fuck is that shit about, Tony? Like, I was talking about it. It never happened. Right.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
you could definitely.
It wasn't planned, but thanks for having me.
No problem. But like I said, it always takes me forever to get to like end the stream because I never want to leave, but I gotta go.
And I will never make that problem better for you.
Never. But yeah, so I'm never gonna do that shit. And just know, there's some YouTubers out there, and I don't understand this. This is a thing that I will never fucking get. But the more money I make on YouTube, the more content you're gonna get. Okay, if I were to announce next week, like, hey guys, I'm clearing enough money to quit my job, you'll see an increase of content, not a decrease. Like a lot of people, like, I've quit my job, and then you get like a video a month. You're like, dude, you used to crank out like 3 or 4 of these. Why is it only like 1 now, right?
Right.
Like suddenly your Patreon's blown up.
Other hobbies.
Yeah. So like, if I ever quit my job and I was like, YouTube was paying the bills, I would be cranking shit out extra. Like, oh, I got more time now because the 10 hours that I'm usually at work, now I could use that to make content, right?
And I can afford more cocaine.
Yeah. Then we'll have really good content. You're like, oh shit, Tony's fucking blasted off his mind.
This guy doesn't give a shit about anything.
You just see like a big, there'll be that like one meme with Elmo, this big old pile on my desk.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Let me talk about Eric July. Ready.
Oh my goodness. He would finally have a legitimate reason to call someone a crackhead.
Look at this crack smoking motherfucker. Damn right. I get paid, bitch.
Finally validated.
But other than that, is that against YouTube's terms of service? Can I smoke crack on YouTube? I know you could smoke, and they have like cannabis channels. It's illegal, right? So
yeah.
What if I went out into international?
But they don't specifically forbid you for using your YouTube profits to buy cocaine.
No, but what I'm saying is, if I'm in international waters, then I can smoke crack because it's no longer illegal. So if I'm in international waters while I'm streaming, I should technically be able to smoke crack on stream.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Guys, donate to my Patreon. It's going to cost me $5,243 to charter a boat in the international waters. Then another, I don't know, $200 worth of crack sound good? Like $200 worth of crack. So let's go with that. So like,
also, internet costs way more out at sea, according to
let's
cruises,
just round it up to an even $6,000. You get me to $6,000, and I will take myself out to international waters, and I will smoke some crack on stream. All right, let's make it happen.
Other criminals in international water.
You're not worried about me being addicted to crack. You're just worried about other criminals stealing my crack. You might get robbed, Tony. You might want to buy some security.
Waters thing. Or it's like, okay, well, you're doing very low tier crime. What about pirates?
Just to see pirates in the background robbing people. I don't give a fuck. What's crack?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Not those kind of pirates. All right, I'm out of here. Come on, we need to stop. I love you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you for listening to me babble on about smoking crack in international waters. I know I'm an idiot. Whatever. Love, peace, and booty grease. I'm out this bitch.
Be good, y'all.